We are honored to have amongst us today Pujana Dr. Gnan Vatsal Swamiji, a distinguished speaker and spiritual guide known for his inspiring talks. I request the branch chairman, Shri Mahendra Kumar Sahu, to friends, let us welcome Swamiji with a huge round of applause. Pujan, Pujaniya Dr. Gnan Vatsal Swami is a renowned life coach and eminent speaker for the BAPS Swaminathan Mission. Was initiated as a sadhu by His Holiness Pramukh Swami Maharaj. Over the past 3 decades, his powerful oratory and charismatic presence have inspired positive transformation in millions across the globe. A prolific columnist, his weekly writings appear in leading newspapers such as Marathi, Chitralekha, Lok Satta, Jansatta, enjoying a vast readership. Having delivered over 15,500 life enhancement talks in 31 years, he has been conferred of his exemplary social service. He has also received the Surya Ratna, the saint of the best-selling book, Inspired Daily Wisdom for Holistic Living. Guided by the vision of Mahant Swami Maharaj, Pujaniya Dr. Gnan, the message of universal. Okay, sir. Delegates who are sitting in the white chair, we are requested to come forward, please. Please occupy the brown chairs. The delegate sitting in the white chair requested to occupy the brown chair. Now I request Swamiji to take over the session. So the session's theme is excellence, ethics, and eternity. That reflects the core values that guide our profession. Excellence reminds us to strive the highest standards in our work. Ethics keeps us grounded in integrity. And eternity points to the lasting impact on our profession on the society. And I would like to request Swamiji to enlighten us on this topic.
घड़ी रख दो क्या? एक घड़ी रख दो, वो तो बंद हो जाएगा बीच में। वरिष्ठ वॉच। बोले गुणातीतो अक्षरम ब्रह्म भगवान पुरुषोत्तमः जनो जानन्निदं सत्यं मुच्यते भवबन्धनात्. With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, Bhagwan Jagannath Ji, my Guru Hari, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and my Pragat Guru Hari, Mahant Swami Ji Maharaj, my heartiest Namaskar, good morning, and Jai Swaminarayan, Jai Jagannath Ji, to all the delegates of the National CA Conference. It's always nice to be in the midst of the intellectual young crowd. Yesterday I traveled all the way from Gujarat to this place to be a part of your conference today. I come from the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. We are one of the largest NGOs of the world. We have got a permanent seat in the United Nations as an NGO. And we run more than 1,800 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, and Akshardham all over the world. And when I'm talking to you today, more than like about 80 such projects are in the pipeline. How many of you have been to Swaminarayan Akshardham at Delhi? All of you. I come from that organization. And you might have heard the name of the BAPS Hindu Mandir in Abu Dhabi. You have seen the reels of it. I come from that organization. So we are one of the largest organizations with a permanent seat in the United Nations, and we run more than 1,800 social and spiritual organizations all over the world. And we as saints are directly involved in the administration, in the management, in the HR of all these institutes. So we know what is administration, we know what is HR, we know what is management. It's not that I've read a couple of books and I'm standing in front of you to speak something. What I'm doing now is my hobby, is my extra job, weekend job. And of the 1,300 saints that we are in the organization, about 8 to 12 saints are chartered accountants or CPAs from the United States. So we have some saints from your fraternity as well. And I have had the privilege of talking to chartered accountants on many occasions. I've talked in NIRC, WIRC, EIRC, SIRC at many places. Perhaps this could have been my more than 50th CA conference where I'm talking. And when I talk to chartered accountants, I tell them CA is not just a chartered accountant, CA means a careful analyst of life. And so the topic shared with me today is excellence, ethics, and eternity. We at the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, we believe that at the core of success, excellence is the foundation. Excellence in work, excellence in execution. Yet each and every step during the execution of the project, we all must wed to excellence. How many of you believe in this theory? That excellence is the core foundation of our progress and success. We believe we work, but sometimes, and perhaps quite many times, we feel that, okay, it's happening. We are making it happen. It's okay, it's on the routine. And we pass days, weeks, months, and years. But when you go for excellence in work, the extraordinary result that you produce is self-satisfying. The extraordinary results that you produce is inspiring to other people, and you create a legacy. So doing routine work routinely is just bread and butter. Doing your routine work excellently is satisfying, inspiring, and creating a legacy. And so we need excellence in work. I would suggest a wonderful book which I read during the Corona times to all you professionals. The title of the book is In Search of Excellence, co-authored by Tom Peters and Robert H. Waterman Jr. It is a wonderful book that all professionals must definitely read, in which the author writes, the one sentence which touched my heart, I would like to share with you. About excellence, the author writes that excellence is not a one-time happening, but it is a constant pursuit built in an organization's DNA. So you at the helm of affairs in your office, you are in charge of your office, you have subordinates, you have colleagues, you have juniors. It is your responsibility as a senior, as a responsible person in your office, to create an ecosystem wherein each and every stakeholder, from the ordinary peon to your business partner, everybody feels that there lies something within this ecosystem of my business where we'll be able to conceive growth, we'll be able to progress, and we'll be able to succeed. That trust creation comes with excellence. That trust creation comes with an ecosystem that you have developed in your organization or in your enterprise. We do huge international projects. You heard the name of the BAPS Hindu Mandir in Abu Dhabi, the first of its kind in that part of the world, and it is built to last 1500 years, like Jagannath Ji Mandir. You might have heard the name of the BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham at Robbinsville in New Jersey, America. It's the largest Hindu Mandir in the Western Hemisphere, the second largest in the world. We inaugurated it in 2023. And I was there in the United States, so Pradeep ji had invited me when he was the president for this very conference here. I could not come because I was in the inauguration of that mandir. So आपकी ओर से मैंने प्रार्थना कर दी थी कि आपकी conference अच्छी चले 2023 में. It is 1.9 million cubic feet of carved stone. And the logistics. See, Indian stone, Indian granite, Indian marble cannot withstand the extreme climates of North America. So it has to come from cold countries. It has to come from cold countries. Abaya. So we got the marble from Italy. We got the sandstone from Bulgaria, limestone from Bulgaria. We got the granite from Greece all the way to Gujarat at Kandla. Then by road transport to Rajasthan. On 26 sites, we had more than 4,000 artisans working on it. We were fortunate to have some Udia craftsmen as well. And then all the carved stones went back to Kandla and from there shipped to US. So you can imagine the logistics of the project. And when we inaugurated it, in the inauguration ceremony, we had 40 American county and town and city mayors on the dais together. appreciating the great Sanatan Hindu Dharma project there in the United States. Why I'm telling this, in whichever field you are, you must go for excellence. Nothing below excellence. I try my best. I put all my resources, my academics, my experiences in my work. Results, fine. Jagannath ji decides. But as a human being, it is our endeavor to put the best effort. Yes or no? Raise your hands if you say yes. As a human being, it is our endeavor, and not just endeavor, it is a dignity. It is a human dignity to put your best foot forward in whatever you do, from the smallest task to the youth project. So I recommend this book to everybody. In search of excellence, all young professionals must definitely read this book. For that, you need to change your mindset a bit. Why? Now listen carefully. To keep the attitude of excellence constantly in your mind during your working hours, you need a definite set of thought process. You need to create a mindset so that the attitude of excellence remains in the forefront in your thought process during your working hours. Only then it helps. It cannot be a sine wave. Sometimes you are going for the best effort, and sometimes you go lazy, and again sometimes because of a good mood you peak it, and again you go down. That is not the way you work. So we need to change our mindset from the ordinary working routine to always at an excellence bar during our 8 hours or 10 hours of working. It should be at the forefront. It should be in the conscious state. And we are capable of doing it. You know, coal, graphite and diamond are real brothers. Because all three are made up of carbon and nothing except carbon. When the carbon atoms, they come together in a haphazard way, the final product is a coal. And the same carbon atoms, when they come together in a bit organized way, hexagonal structure that we studied the benzene ring in chemistry, the final product is a graphite. It can be used from pencils to nuclear plants. And the same carbon atoms, when they come together in a tetrahedral structure, the final product is a diamond. So coal, graphite and diamond are real brothers. But there is a big difference. There is a big difference in their market price and in their value in people's hearts. Isn't it? एक भाई इतना सा छोटा सा होता है, उसमें दूसरा भाई तो ट्रक भरा जाता है. A small piece of diamond and you get 5, 7, 10 truckloads of coal. Why this difference when they are real brothers? The answer lies in one line, and that is design of the internal structure. Design of the internal structure. Human beings with information, knowledge and wisdom, we are capable of changing our internal structure. That is, we can go towards excellence even from a lazy point of view. It is the only thing that we have to decide. Take a firm decision in life. Only then you are able to do it. Once you do it, you enjoy it. So our journey from graphite to diamond is redesigning our inner self. Those who are sitting in the white chairs behind, you can come in the brown chairs. All of you sitting in the white chairs, stand up. Come in the brown chairs. Let us all feel consolidated and feel the warmth of each other in the conference in winter. Adjust yourself in the brown chairs. A volunteer stands there and he asks everybody who comes inside to adjust in the brown chairs first. So we are talking of excellence, and this is a change in the mindset. From graphite to diamond. I cannot say from coal to diamond. Graphite to diamond is a good journey. So that is called excellence in work. And when you go for excellence in work, as I said, you create. Our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who single-handedly created 1,300 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges and community centers, mandis all over the world in a span of 45 years. And that to his age of 51 to 95. So every 15th day he gifted an institute to the people, either a social institute or a spiritual institute. Unbelievable pace of growth, but he believed in excellence. I share you a wonderful example. Pramukh Swami Maharaj, the creator of Swaminarayan Akshardham in Delhi, that you all have visited. In the year 2000, he was visiting UK. At that time, his age was 80. An Adivasi gentleman, he wrote a postcard from the northern part of Gujarat to Pramukh Swami Maharaj and just addressed Pramukh Swami, BAPS Shahibag Mandir, Ahmedabad. And the postcard reached our headquarters there in Ahmedabad. By hand delivery, it went to Luton, where Pramukh Swami Maharaj was there in the year 2000. When Pramukh Swami Maharaj took the postcard in his hand, he could not understand a single word. He could not read it because the handwritings were such. So he asked 3-4 people to read it, they could not. Pramukh Swami Maharaj in his lifetime, he read and answered more than 750,000 letters. People used to write to him for their personal issues, family issues, social issues. And he answered them responsibly. So anybody who would getting 50 to 70 letters a day to answer, if such a postcard just drops in and he could not read it, he would just tear and throw it away. That was not Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and that is why BAPS, we have grown to this exponential level. He said, give the postcard back to me. He read the postage stamp. That was Khed Brahma in North Gujarat. So he called one of our saints in Khed Brahma and said, here I've got a postcard and we are doing you a fax. You go through the letter if you could read it. Even he could not read it. He could read only one word. The last word of the person who had written it, Pargi. Pargi is a caste of Adivasi. He called Pramukh Swami Maharaj and said, Swamiji, there are 12 villages of Pargi community around Khed Brahma. Pramukh Swami Maharaj said, now see what is called excellence in work. Pramukh Swami Maharaj said, you with this fax, you travel to all the 12 villages of Pargi community, stand in the center of the village and ask who has written this postcard and what does he want. So our saint, he traveled to 12 villages. And when he reached the 6th village, the name of the village is Hingatia, 4 kilometers from Khed Brahma in North Gujarat. Adivasi gentleman by the name Reshma Pargi, he said, I have written this postcard. Arey bhai sahab, aapne kya likha hai? What have you written in this? He said, I have written that the hand pump in our village is not working properly, needs a repair. If it doesn't get repaired, if it cannot be repaired, I wanted Pramukh Swami to donate us a new hand pump so that our village folk have to travel 1.5 to 2 kilometers to fetch water so they get a relief. Our saint told Pramukh Swami Maharaj in London, this is a problem. Pramukh Swami Maharaj told him that you go with an engineer. He went with the engineer. The engineer said the hand pump cannot be repaired. So we installed the hand pump there. When Pramukh Swami Maharaj again got the news that the hand pump has been installed and the water is flowing in the village, Pramukh Swami Maharaj personally wrote to Reshma Pargi that your problem has been solved and the water is flowing in the village. And then instructed the local saint that with this fax, you go again to that village and hand it over this fax to Reshma Pargi. This is called excellence in work. Managers, they do routine work. Leaders create excellent work, excellent projects, excellent execution to create a legacy. Prithvi pe 99.99 people are workers and managers. Only 0.01 are leaders and they create legacy. from this ordinary Adivasi postcard attendance to our huge international projects. आपने स्वामीनारायण अक्षरधाम दिल्ली में देखा यार? That same creation, we did it in Chicago, in United States in the year 2004. Pramukh Swami Maharaj at the age of 84, our Guru, he went there to inaugurate the mandir for the idol installation ceremony. Then after when it was open for the people, visitors started coming in. One day a white American architect, he just dropped in, he said, what a fascinating thing has come up. Beautiful project, wonderful carvings. He took the pictures. Just 2 days hence, it was America Institute of Architects, AGM, and he presented the pictures there. That such a fine thing has come up in our city. How many of you know it? A few people, a few architects, they said that yes, we saw the pictures. A few architects said yes, we saw on the TV. There and then, 70 architects of AIA, American Institute of Architects, they decided to come to our place. They visited, we gave them a wonderful guided tour for 2 hours. And there, they decided to give the award of excellence on behalf of American Institute of Architects to the BAPS Swaminarayan Mandir in Chicago. And they gave it with a ceremony. That is also built to last 1500 years on the land of Chicago. It's a project equivalent to Akshardham in Delhi. My point in telling you is, from an ordinary Adivasi postcard attendance to a huge international project like BAPS Swaminarayan Mandir in Chicago, we believe in our organization that we should go for excellence. Only then you enjoy your work. Only then your work becomes your relaxation. Just change of routine, change of phase, just change of file on the table, it becomes your relaxation. Because you are enjoying your work, because you are going for excellence. So we must all strive for excellence. My chapter number 1 is this. Chapter number 2 in my talk, ethics, excellence, ethics and eternity, is ethics. Ethics is again the foundation of all work. Nobody has the right to play with norms and disciplines. Yes or no? Raise your hands if you say yes. Nobody has the right, and now the screws are tightening more. It will be difficult to escape if you don't live and work within the framework of norms and disciplines, isn't it? Many a times when I talk to professionals and businessmen, I tell them that there are 2 types of GST. आपको भी पहली बार पता चला होगा कि दो प्रकार के GST है, पता है? मैं GST और CGST की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. GST 2 प्रकार के हैं. One is goods and services tax. And if you abide by that, another GST showers from the top, from the heavens. That is GST, God saves tension. For your client and for you both. For your client and for you both. God saves tension. Have a flaw in one. The moment you lose on ethics, norms and disciplines, all gates ने क्रिकेट के बॉल से चेड़े किए, जिन्होंने बैंक के 2-3 बेल्जियम से आ रहे हैं, जो भी गलत है, कार के the social media are more stronger and more longer. Your 40 years of corporate image building can go in drain in a 5-second. Decorated tournament of pro cycling, that is professional cycling, to this. And this one, and it became a concrete proof that Lance Armstrong was not just a participant in the doping scandal, but he was have their blood in the laboratory 1 week or 10 days before the start of the competition. That blood would be injected with extra fresh 100% oxygen in few hours before, and they win the tournaments. कि साइकिलिंग में तो एक ही बात चाहिए, बुद्धि तो है नहीं, सिर्फ पावर ही चाहिए, स्ट्रेंथ ही चाहिए, यही रोड पे चलना है. कितनी बेइज्जती. फ्रंट फेस कहां थे? 0 बन गए. Said yes sir, now he's out. convinced. I had please for even one more ball to face. I had to walk out. See the level of integrity. See the level of love for ethics. सभी प्रोफेशन में ये चाहिए. आपके प्रोफेशन में भी चाहिए, हमारे प्रोफेशन में भी चाहिए. क्यों कह रही है? You have to uphold the highest levels of professional integrity, isn't it? And spiritual value system integrity. Everybody has to. Only then we are human beings. Because of this integrity in sport, Election Commission of India wanted one face which would appeal to 145 crore voters to go and vote. Very ethical face. They could find only one gentleman, and that was Sachin Tendulkar. रह जाना टीवी पे, वो तो just democratic elections in the world. 100 corporates के फेस बनना वो एक स्टोरी है, लेकिन वो इस स्टोरी के टाइटल ऑफ द बुक इज हाउ द माइटी फॉल. टाइप कर लेना अपने मोबाइल में. सभी प्रोफेशनल्स और बिजनेसमैन को ये पढ़ना जरूरी है. हाउ द माइटी फॉल. जिम कॉलिंस ने ये पुस्तक लिखा है, a world renowned management guru, and this book has found very good ratings in the Harvard Business Review, very good ratings in the New York Times bestseller list. और जिम कॉलिंस बोलते हैं सेमिनार्स में, प्रवचन भी करते हैं, because he has interviewed more than 2000 corporates all over the world and has written this book, How the Mighty Fall. और ज्यादा नहीं लेते हैं, 40-50 हजार डॉलर लेते हैं एक घंटे बोलने का. शायद दूसरी बार आपको बुलाना है तो मैंने आपको प्राइस बता दी है. ज्यादा नहीं लेते, 40-50,000 USD for 1 hour of talk. और हम तो मुफ्त में आते हैं. I have not charged anything to come here. प्रदीप जी बराबर है? I've been talking since 25 years on national international platforms. I don't charge a single penny for my talks because I am a saint. My responsibility is to give to the society, selflessly give to the society. लेकिन 50,000 डॉलर चार्ज करके वो जो बात बताएंगे वो अभी आप मुफ्त में सुन रहे हैं. How they had their business. Why did they become zero? Whatever you are, whatever you are, whatever you are, whatever you are not bigger than ethics. Hi Anna. Now I am so superbly placed. That's me. He is an IPS officer, a very senior one. And we are friends. He can, in many ways, through his words, through his actions, through his decisions, through his administrative prowess, can tell us that we need to learn a lot from him. He became the guru of our organization at the age of 83 in the year 2016, when Pramukh Swami Maharaj passed away to Akshardham. I challenge anybody of you, give me the name of one person in the population of 8 billion today upon this planet who became the CEO of a giant MNC at the age of 83. Somebody can become a chairman. Somebody can become a chairman emeritus. To become a CEO is a different story, because becoming a CEO is a morning 8 to evening 8 affair. Day-to-day routines. Am I right or wrong? At the age of 83, he inherited 1,300 institutions of social and spiritual service. Just to visit all these places once in lifetime, his life is over. What would you expect from him? But sitting on a big chair demands performance from you. And he performed. From his age of 83 to 92 that he is today, in the last 9 years, Mahan Swamiji Maharaj created 767 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, sanskar kendras, mandirs and akshardham all over the world. At an unbelievable average, ye yaad rakhna, at an unbelievable average of gifting a social or spiritual institute to the society every 4th day of his life. So today when I am talking to you, today on this occasion when I am talking to you, we at the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, we are inaugurating every 4th day either a hospital or a hostel or a school or a community center or a sanskar kendra or a mandir or akshardham. Every 4th day. हमारे वहां एक इनॉग्रेशन होता है. And that is why Professor Raymond Williams writes that BAPS is the fastest growing Hindu organization in the world. ये मैंने आपको बात क्यों कही? आप एथिकल लिविंग एंड एथिकल वर्किंग, ये दो शब्द याद रखना. एथिकल लिविंग और एथिकल वर्किंग करेंगे, आपकी सेहत अच्छी रहेगी, भगवान की कृपा आप पर रहेगी, समाज का प्रेम आप पे रहेगा, आपके प्रोजेक्ट में समाज जुड़ जाएगा, लंबी उम्र तक आप काम कर पाओगे. Ethics has the power to give you everything from your physical, mental health to love from society and grace from Jagannath Ji. Everything. And you'll be able to work. And the last 3 minutes of my talk, the third part in my topic, excellence, ethics, and eternity, is eternity. We believe that we are human beings, perhaps for some spirituality to be imbibed in our lives. That is a wrong notion. Actually, we are originally spiritual beings for a short human journey upon this earth. This is a 70 or 80-year game. Human life is a 70 or 80-year game. Fight and plus minus with the grace of God. हाँ या ना, कल पूरी हो जाएगी. कोरोना में बच गए, वो बड़ी कृपा. Every day 1.5 lakh people leave this earth in 24 hours. That is 86,400 seconds. 1.5 lakh people leave this earth. That is every 2 seconds 3 people leave this earth. I started my talk then, it's about like 35 minutes. You calculate round figure 30 minutes. That is 1800 seconds. 2500 people left this earth. More than the delegates in your conference. And if God decides to put tomorrow's full pickup on CA fraternity, take it lightly, भगवान करने वाले नहीं है. Every 2 seconds 3 people leave this earth. What do you want before you leave this earth? Because the amount of money that you have in your bank account when you die is the extra work you did, you shouldn't have done. And if at all you did for your financial security and the financial security of your family, you should have utilized it for a better purpose before you closed your eyes. Because with money at the end of your life, you have only 2 choices. Either live it or give it. Do something beyond your profession that gives you ultimate satisfaction of human life. You have not just to be successful as a chartered accountant, you have to be successful as a human being also. Am I right or wrong? How many of you believe that we are first a human being and then a professional? All of us. So don't just give your 24/7 energy into your profession. So I teach a formula which I have designed. 8 plus 8 plus 8 formula. Of the 24 hours that you have in a day, it should be well distributed into 8 plus 8 plus 8. First 8 hours, your honest, ethical hard work in your profession. You do it. Second 8 hours is a good rest and sleep. So that your physical, mental, internal health remains good. Because I think all of us sitting here, हमको इतना तो पता है ना कि पूरे देश की सब कंपनीज की अकाउंटिंग करना हमारी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है अकेले की. इतना तो पता है ना सबको. तो रात में सो जाओ ना शांति से. भुवनेश्वर की सभी कंपनीज की अकाउंटिंग की जिम्मेदारी आपकी है. प्रदीप जी आपकी है. तो shut off your mobiles at 11 PM, 10:30 PM. बहुत चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है और सभी जानकारी लेने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. आपके फील्ड में आप डीप रहो. बाकी की देश और दुनिया की सभी जानकारी सरफेस पे है, रखो. As an enlightened citizen, you should know everything happening around you in the society and the country. I believe in that. And we also do it. But why are you going deep? You follow somebody on Instagram, you follow somebody on YouTube. For what reasons? You are spending your time, wasting your time. Just learn the principles of those people who have achieved something. बाकी आज उसने ये ग्लासेस पहने, ये शूज पहने, वो देखने की जरूरत क्या है? मूर्ख हो. You are a fool. Now listen this statement very carefully. What is sugar to a diabetic patient is loads of information to human mind. इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन रखने की जरूरत क्या है? वो कट करेंगे, वो नीला और लाल बटन कट करेंगे ना, तो ही इटर्निटी स्पिरिचुअलिटी की बात हाथ में आएगी. नीला बटन मतलब व्हाट्सएप, लाल बटन मतलब यूट्यूब. थोड़ा टाइम तो कट करना पड़ेगा. You have to cut that time. Only then you will have a peep, some peep into spiritual world. Ultimate satisfaction of human life comes by spirituality alone. So when I talk to professionals, I tell them, life is excellent academics. Yaad rakhna, this combination, I give this combination to professionals. Life is excellent academics, smart professionalism, wonderful human being, and a great devotee of God. ये चार का combination आपके जीवन में चाहिए. Repeat with me. Excellent academics. जरा जोर से बोले. Smart professionalism, wonderful human being, and a great devotee of God. ये कॉम्बिनेशन चार का चाहिए. then it is a complete human life. आखिरी प्रसंग कह के मैं पूरा करता हूं. यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मिसौरी की एक रिसर्च है, रादर सर्वे है. दे सर्वेड ऑन 10,000 पीपल, टू ग्रुप्स, 5,000 each. Group A of 5,000 were such that they were following religion and spirituality. Another group, Group B of 5,000 were such that they did not believe and did not follow any religious or spiritual aspect. Fine, we don't have issues. Everybody lives their own life, their own ideology. मैं बात कर रहा हूं ये सर्वे की. Their principal point of survey was what advantage a believer has over a non-believer. What advantage a person having a sense and an ideology of religiosity and spirituality has over a non-believer, a non-follower. After 10 years of survey, they came up with wonderful conclusion paper. 4 sentences of that conclusion paper are excellent, which are concise to it. I'm telling you word to word and letter to letter. University of Missouri writes in the conclusion paper first, religion and spirituality are must for rehabilitation settling. Rehabilitation मतलब आप अंदर से टूट गए हो. If you are broken from within, if you are broken from within because of financial failure or a setback or losing a family member or losing your spouse to cancer, whatever, if you are broken from within, only one medicine comes to your help, and that is religion and spirituality. तो पहला शब्द क्या लिखा है? It is must for rehabilitation settling. Second, they write, religion and spirituality empowers us to accept the situations that we are in. Religion and spirituality empowers us to accept the situations that we are in. हम स्ट्रेस में क्यों आते हैं? टेंशन में क्यों आते हैं? डिप्रेशन में क्यों आते हैं? क्योंकि प्रेजेंट प्रिवेलिंग सिचुएशंस इन आवर लाइफ वी डोंट वांट टू एक्सेप्ट इट बिकॉज दे आर नॉट गोइंग आवर वे. Yes or no? Acceptance of any situation in life gives you the minimum levels of stress or sometimes no stress. Accept it. But we are accepting, मेरे जीवन में सब कुछ अच्छा ही होना चाहिए. ऐसा तो होने वाला नहीं है. और क्यों नहीं होने वाला है पता है? God has not signed an MOU with you. God has not signed an MOU with you कि जा बच्चा पृथ्वी पे जाएगा, जो कुछ भी करेगा अच्छा अच्छा गुडी गुडी होगा. Life is like a sine wave. Ups and downs are part of life. University of Missouri क्या लिखती है? Religion and spirituality empowers you to accept the situations that are in your life. ये कितनी बड़ी बात है? Second, that is total number 3. Religion and spirituality, ये भी बहुत अच्छी बात है. Religion and spirituality teaches you to come to terms with unresolved issues of life. लाइफ के कई इश्यूज है वो अनरिजोल्व रहते हैं. to come to terms with those issues. प्रश्न जीवन भर खड़े रहेंगे, लेकिन you come to term with those issues. और चौथी और आखिरी बात लिखते हैं, religion and spirituality, they strengthen you to confront any ultimate eventuality in life. कोई ऐसी दुर्घटना भविष्य में आ भी सके आपके जीवन में, अभी से आपके माइंड को स्ट्रेंथ देता है रिलीजन एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी. कितनी बड़ी बात है रिलीजन स्पिरिचुअलिटी. ये नहीं होती इससे तो लोग आत्महत्या कर लेते हैं. तो हमने 3 बात की. एक्सीलेंस इन योर वर्क एंड रिलेशनशिप. Second is ethics, norms and disciplines at your workplace. And third is eternity, that is a touch of spirituality in your life, a touch of religiosity in your life that gives you ultimate satisfaction of life. Thank you very much for patiently listening to me. All my prayers for all of you, for the chartered accountants of our country, because when we want to make our country a few, and may you all come together to make our country great and divine. Thank you very much, and prayers.
Respected Swamiji, on behalf of Bhubaneswar branch and each one of us present here, I express my heartfelt gratitude for your inspiring session on excellence, ethics, and eternity. Your insights has given us much to reflect. Thank all the delegates for the active participation. Your presence and engagement has made the session truly meaningful. Thank you once again.
First, join on the stage for a group photograph. All the past chairmen, whoever is chairman, whoever is available.
लैपटॉप चाहिए नहीं हमें.
Capital market.
जय जगन्नाथ. जय जगन्नाथ. नमस्कार. गुड मॉर्निंग. खाली सर बोल रहे. गुड मॉर्निंग. थैंक यू. Good morning to our all distinguished guests, dignitaries, Central Council member, Regional Council member, past chairman, senior members, and all my fellow colleagues. I, C.A. Poushima Sen, and
I, CA Imran Khan,
On behalf of Bhubaneswar branch, welcoming you all on today's technical session on strengthening corporate governance in Vikshit Bharat for our national conference. The vision of Vikshit Bharat by 2047 heavily relies on a robust and globally competitive corporate sectors. Strong corporate governance is essential for achieving this, as it is the foundation for building trust for publics, attracting global capitals, ensuring sustainability, and driving ethical business growth.
I now request our distinguished guest, Sri Tuhin Kante Pandey sir, Chairman. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So now I request Sri Srinivas Injeti sir, Chairman, National Stock Exchange, our own President, Sri Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, CA Sanjeev Sangvi sir, and CA Ravi
Ravi
Patwa sir, along with our own beloved CA Rajiv Sekhar Sahu sir, Conference Hosting Committee Chairman, with CA Mahendra Sahu sir, our branch chairman, and CA Dr. Prithvi Ranjan Pari sir, Secretary, Bhubaneswar branch. I would request all to please take your seats. Gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for them. Please welcome them. I am honored to introduce Sri Tuhin Kanta Pandey sir. Ladies and gentlemen, in the era where governance, trust, and transparency define the strength of our financial market, it is my privilege to introduce a leader who embodies three principles. Sri Tuhin Kanta Pandey, Chairman, the Security and Exchange Board of India. Sri Pandey assumed chair as SEBI Chairman on 1st March 2025 after an illustrious career over 3 decades as an IAS officer of the Odisha cadre. He has served in some of the most critical roles in the Union government, like Union Finance Secretary, Revenue Secretary, etc. As we gather to deliver on financial reporting, governance, and transparency, Sri Pandey's leadership at SEBI stands as a beacon for strengthening the investor confidence and ensuring fair, transparent market for India's growth story. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause and welcome him. Now I request our own beloved President, C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, to give us saplings to him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him. Thank you.
Now I am honored to introduce Mr. Srinivas Injeti sir, esteemed delegates, honorable dignitaries, and respected members of the Chartered Accountancy Fraternity. It is my privilege to introduce a distinguished leader in governance and financial regulation, Mr. Srinivas Injeti sir, Chairman of National Stock Exchange of India. A retired IAS officer of the 1983 batch Odisha cadre, Mr. Injeti brings over 4 decades of experience in corporate regulation, financial services, and public policy. He has served as Secretary to the Government of India in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, spearheading reforms in insolvency, company law, CSR, and corporate governance. As the founding chairperson of the International Financial Services Center Authority, he established India's first international financial regulator and advanced initiatives in fintech, sustainable finance, bullion exchange, and aircraft leasing. Please have a round of applause for the sir. I would now request CA Sanjeev Sanghi sir and CA Ravi Patwa sir to come and present sapling to Sri Srinivas Injeti, sir. Please have a round of applause.
I am really honored to introduce our own beloved President, C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the privilege of welcoming the stalwart of the accounting profession. Sri Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir, the 73rd President of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India for the term 2025 and 26. A fellow chartered accountant who serves over 34 years to our profession in his full career. A visionary leader and a true ambassador of trust and transparency. C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir, continue to inspire us all and strengthening the role in the nation building. Please give a huge round of applause for him. I request C.A. Mahendra Sahu, sir, Chairman of Bhubaneswar branch, to please come and present the sapling to him. Now we also have our own beloved Sanjeev Sanghvi, sir, and C.A. Ravi Patwa, sir. I believe they both need no introduction from us. So please give a huge round of applause for them too.
Now I request C.A. Mahendra Sahu, sir, Chairman Bhubaneswar branch, to deliver the welcome address.
Namaskar and good morning to one and all present. I said good morning. I said good morning. Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais, respected Sri Tuinkant Pandey sir, Chairman Security Exchange Board of India. We have with us respected Srinivas Injeti, Chairman. We have with us our beloved President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, C.A. Charanjit Singh Nanda sir. We have with us our both Central Council member from our region, C.A. Ravi Kumar Patwa and C.A. Sanjeev Sanghi sir. And we have with us our hosting committee chairman, C.A. Rajiv Sahu sir, and C.A. Dr. Prithviranjan Padhi, Secretary, Bhubaneswar branch. Dignitaries of the dais, senior members of the profession, and we have with us Director Finance, Hindustan Aeronautic Limited, Barenya Senapati sir, and other senior members and my professional friends and members from the print and electronic media. So I extend a heartfelt welcome on behalf of Bhubaneswar branch to all of you to the second day of this 2.5 days National CA Conference, the 22nd edition, with the theme Bharat at 2047. So I welcome you all and I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais. So I have already told so many things about the conference yesterday. So I hope you all are enjoying the conference, and I believe the remaining part of the conference will be more enjoyable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mahendra Sahu, sir. Now I request C.A. Rajiv Sekhar Sahu, sir, to enlighten us with his own thoughts. Sir, please.
Good morning to all of you. Today is a very important day in the history of our institute in Bhubaneswar. I think all of you will agree with me, the two outstanding personalities of Indian bureaucracy, Odisha bureaucracy, and who have gone to the highest level are here with us. And I think our President will also agree with me that the very dynamic Sri Tuinkandra Pandey, the SEBI chairman, is a 87 batch IS officer from this place only. And he has been very kind to have agreed to take the pain of coming to Bhubaneswar, even though the flight was delayed by more than 2 hours. And he has reached at midnight yesterday. I have the privilege and occasion of working and interacting with him in different capacities. The two things that I must tell is, which is again very historical for this country, is as DIPAM secretary, both the disinvestment of Air India and LIC going to the capital market will be remembered for many, many decades. And I wish all of you to give a big round of applause for these two astounding success. Having come as SEBI chairman, only in the first 4 months, he has transformed, and the friendliness with the customers and the investors has gone up manifold. I think and wish that your tenure in SEBI will be one of the best that the country will be benefited from. थोड़ा और ज़्यादा ताली होगा तो और भी अच्छा लगेगा. I must make a special mention about one more outstanding personality, Mr. Injeti Srinivas. Again, 1983 batch IS officer, has worked in various capacities in Government of Odisha and also Government of India. He was also the first company law expert of the country as the Secretary Corporate Affairs. And I can tell you, he knows more than any top lawyer, chartered accountant, or anybody who claims to be an expert in company law. I think in his dream also, you ask him a question, he will answer. He has also been the finance city in Ahmedabad. He was the chairman, Gift City, and he is also the National Stock Exchange chairman. And again, you can see the reforms that will be going on. So the two best persons are in both SEBI and National Stock Exchange. And I can tell you, while as Corporate Affairs Secretary, he thought maximum for the profession and also took the lead in transforming and making the amendment to the Chartered Accountants Act. Of course, sir, you are also the person who brought in NAFRA for all of us. Sir, I think whatever I can speak in my limited vocabulary will be insufficient for both of you. Our very beloved president, who before becoming president, we all knew him as a motivational speaker. I think no conference will be complete without his presence. And the audience he will draw used to be maximum also. He is, of course, considered to be one of the most dynamic president and trying again for all the reforms that is there. Sir, I think this session is the most interesting and effective session for the entire conference. And both your presence will be again remembered. Having lost bit of time in the process, so I think we will allow our Mr. Tuinkandra Pandey and Mr. Injeti Srinivas to speak more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would request Ravi Patwa sir to express his views on today's topic.
Seated on the dais, Chief Guest, CA Tuin Khan Pandey sir, Guest of Honor, Sri Injeti Srinivas sir, the leader of the profession, the person who all of you know as a motivational speaker, and we council members know as a storehouse of knowledge and insight, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir. My council colleague CA Sanjeev Sanghi, who has been doing a great job as the chairman of group on GCC. Congratulations to him for making GCC popular throughout the country. The chairman of the branch, CA Mahendra Sahu, chairman of the program hosting committee, CA Rajiv Sekhar Sahu, branch secretary, CA Prithviranjan Padi, galaxy of leaders, past chairman of the branch, past chairman of EIRC, CA Sunil Sahu, member of the regional council, CA Vishwaranjan Sutar, and past chairman of not only Bhubaneswar branch, but of nearby branches including Cuttack and Sambalpur, Jharsuguda, Rourkela. A very happy morning to each one of you present over here. Friends, yesterday we had a discussion on the changing dimensions of audit profession. Today we have the leader of the profession, C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda sir. And when the leader of the profession is there, we council members normally try not to speak much. So I will leave by that. But just a couple of things on the committees where I am deeply involved, where the leader of the profession has been kind enough to make me the vice chairperson. The Auditing and Assurance Standards Board, just a couple of information on those, on that committee and on Internal Audit Standards Board committee where I am also a vice chairperson. Friends, there is a refresher course on auditing which the AASP has started. We already had 3 virtual batches. The 4th virtual batch is open now. It will be starting very soon. The registration has started today for the 4th batch. We will also come up with some physical batches on refresher course for auditing standards. All of us who's deeply involved in statutory audits must, attend this course, go through this course at least once in a year. This is all I would like to say. We have revised the SA 600. The council has just perused through it and passed it on 10th of this month, 3 days back. And we are now working on SA 299. There is a management representation letter format which AASB has come up with, which is an exhaustive format. Please go through it, and henceforth whenever you are supposed to take a management representation letter, try and take guidance from that. That is an illustrative format. At the Internal Audit Standards Board, we have revised the concurrent audit certificate course material fully. And I believe even if you are a qualified concurrent auditor, by qualifying, getting the certificate for concurrent audit certification for concurrent auditor, you can still go through the course once again because a lot of changes have taken place. And the internal audit standards, the new set of standards are going to come very soon. We are, with the permission of the president of the institute, we would like to come out with the new standards during WOFA, sir. And there is a checklist for certificates which the CAQ has come up with. You all know that the guidance note on certification is applicable from 2016. Please go through the checklist. This is an exhaustive checklist. This will help you, give proper certificates. There are so many other things which the President, sir, will talk about. So I would rather refrain from venturing into anything else where I am not involved as the leader, as vice chair. With these words, I bid adieu for the time being, but before saying that, I must congratulate the Bhubaneswar branch, especially the chairman of the branch and the chairman of program hosting committee and the managing committee members and everybody else connected to it for organizing this wonderful national conference on Bharat at 2047. Even the theme is so apt. Thank you very, very much, friends. Thanks a ton.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would request Sanjeev Sanghi, sir, always with a smiling face, to come and express his views.
Thank you so much to both the MCs, Posima, and on the dais we have two very important persons, rightly said by Ravi Patwa, and I was having an opportunity to interact with one of them, just few minutes back. The chairman of SEBI, Mr. Tuhin Pandey, and the chairman of NSC, Srinivas Injeti. Now, these two stalwarts, when coming to institute, gets a perspective, get a thought, and we interact and network with them and try to, build an ecosystem which is again going to work for such a wonderful theme we are talking about, CA at the rate 2047, Amrit Kaal, where we have our leader of the institute, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, leading from the front and trying to leave no corners unturned to make sure that we, Indian Chartered Accountants, are not just going to be partners in nation building. Today we are talking about we going to be the partners in global building. That's the thought for which when we are talking about SMEs, sir, let me tell you that we are aiming, all these chartered accountants who are sitting over here and 528,000 chartered accountants with 11,000 students are working together to make sure that these SMEs which we are working on is going to be a GCC. Today, when we started this mission of Global Capability Center, you'll be happy to know that in just 7 to 8 months, we have conducted 5 summits across the country with a presence of almost 5,000 delegates, 200 speakers, and more than 15 ministries coming forward to say, we never thought that Indian Chartered Accountants can actually work on GCC. The thought process behind that was how we can enable, scale, skill, and empower these small size companies, SMEs, small and medium enterprises, with our guidance, with our consultation, with our knowledge, with our experience, to make sure that they one day become a GCC, a Global Capability Center for the organization which is there across the world. Rajiv Sahu sir, thank you so much for organizing such a wonderful conference, bringing these two stalwarts. I think this is an eye-opener for all of us to make sure that we work together, we unite together, and we grow together. The chairman of this branch, Mahendra Sahu, again, putting all his effort day and night to make sure that each one of us gets a wonderful experience. To all the past leaders of the branch, I can see the Bhubaneswar branch. I was with Mr. Panda in the morning. We had a lot of discussions together. Our past chairman, Sunil Sahuji, Mr. Ranjan Sutar, and all of you. See, at the rate 2047 is not too far, sir. Let me end up by saying that today we call ourselves as an accountants. Today we call ourselves as Munimjis. But in 2047, and even before that, we are going to be called global leaders. We are going to ensure that we are working on transfer pricing, ESG, international taxation, mergers, valuation, and many other things which will create that specializations to connect, engage, and inspire. So let's work together to run, which is reskilling, upskilling, and acquiring new skills. That's the future of our chartered accountants, to become the accountant for the entire world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I humbly request our own beloved, the stalwart of this profession, the President C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir, to deliver his presidential address. Sir, please.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have two very esteemed dignitaries on the dais. Honorable Shri Tohin Khan Pandey, the visionary, the man who has transformed the entire thought process of a regulator, took it to the path of perpetual progress and advancement. Shri Srinivas Injeti Sahab, Chairman NSE, again a man who carries with him a distinct thought process of ensuring the nation moves to the greatest pedestal of success. Shri Mahinder Kumar Sahu, the chairman of the Bhubaneswar branch, my very dear esteemed colleagues in the council, Sanjeev Sagi Sahab, Ravi Patwa Sahab, Shri Rajiv Shekhar Sahu, the chairman conference hosting committee, again a man who through his vision created this program. Shri Sunil Sahu, the past chairman of the EARC, Shri Biswaranjan Sutar, the member, past chairman of all various branches, management committee members, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly a momentous occasion for the 73rd president of the institute to see such dignitaries coming up to address and bring before you what they expect of the profession. This profession had a long inning. We were set up an Act of Parliament way back on 1st July 1949, when the most important document to the democracy, the Constitution, was not adopted. You are all aware that the Constitution to this great country was promulgated on 26 January 1950. The pertinent question that arises is what prompted the Constituent Assembly to set up an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India when their own democratic setup was not in place? The answer is very candid, very simple, very forthcoming. They were looking for a disciplined band of soldiers to steer this country out of confusion and put it on the path of perpetual growth and advancement. And there we are, the financial soldiers of this great Republic of India. 5,28,000 members and 11,67,000 students. मुझे मजरूर सुल्तानपुरी साहब का नज्म याद आ रही है। मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल, लोग जुड़ते गए, कारवां बनता गया. Indian chartered accountants have put their footprint across the globe. Coming on to the international scenario, I would like to share a few things with you. We were the first in the world to come out with guidance on remote auditing way back on 30th March 2020 when COVID had barely started. Something that would interest SEBI chairman, sir. We were the first in the world to promulgate 23 forensic standards. We use IFRS and pay royalty to the IFRS foundation situated in London. Forensic standards which have been promulgated. Interesting thing. बड़ी खतो किताबत की लेकिन कोई मन माफिक जवाब ना मिला. And then came the word Congress. I will stop. And people being serviced in such a fashion. She said here on the dais, I scrap word Congress. Something which continued for 150 years. She said there shall be no word Congress and India shall be the last word Congress में. The President Institute of Chartered Accountants of Singapore से इल्तिजा की कि आप हमारी BKC building चले. Although reluctant, he went to see the building. But the moment he entered the building at BKC, great, marvelous, splendid, fantastic such buildings in the country. Then we proposed to have a unilateral announcement. The announcement he's made, alam aane lage, waqt badla, to mere neem ke ped par aam aane lage. Your council is working totally in a focus yesterday. And we had slews of areas which I was discussing with the Honorable SEBI Chairman. We have opened up with respect to advertising, solicitation. Code of ethics. ISBA came with Code of Ethics in 1978. Cooper came with ethics and said, sit back, relax, adopted by ISBA. We took out certain standards on sustainability. We came out with a detailed guidance on collaboration with foreign funds. On 15th Monday, I have the documents today morning, I was seeing that. So we'll do some Indian firms, homegrown desi firms. कहते हैं ना ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, मंजिलों की फितरत. We are very keen on serving the government. We have an MOU with CNAG office. We do the training programs, and recently Honorable CNAG was with me in our premises in Hyderabad, our COE. We are doing a lot of work on a daily basis. We are training young students in accounting. Whenever I visit, I make it a point to go and meet the Consulate General and ensure General of India in Singapore. To 2100 in a year. So we are doing a research paper on that. Out with lot of guidances on interpersonal relationships. When I became the president of the institute on 12th February, आपकी माँ की निगाह से आपसे खूबसूरत चीज इस कायनात में कोई नहीं. आपकी माँ आपको कभी कुछ नहीं कहती थी, थप्पड़ लगा देती थी, लेकिन बद्दुआ नहीं देती थी. मेरी माँ. 2 more points before I say goodbye to you. The 6th point is nation first. For us, nation is first. When Operation Sindoor happened, I was in Bhatinda. Again, border area. Blackout ho gaya. I came to Chandigarh. Blackout ho gaya. When I started from Chandigarh, I gave a call to my secretary. I would like to speak to my members and secretary and students on a virtual mode. 4 घंटे के बाद जब मैं अपने इंस्टीट्यूट पहुंचा, I went to the council room. 55,000 people were waiting to interact with me. एक दिन के बाद exactly 4 हमारी families जाती हैं on our cost. My father, who is 86 years old, was there. Some council members had their grandchildren who were 1 year, 2 year, 3 year old. Our wives, our families' children. Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu Kashmir, drove down himself from Srinagar to Pahalgam. He was so overwhelmed, so excited. He said only one thing: you have come with your families, with your children, with your parents, which exhibits your will ensure that we solidarily stand within forum of accountants. World Congress scrap होने के बाद अगली बार हमने ग्लोपैक की गांधीनगर में. Then last year we did WOFA in Delhi, Yashobhumi, and now in Greater Noida, which we call as Expo Center Great Noida, huge 25th. The Prime Minister of India was there. We parked in. We have plenary sessions. I have requested Honorable SEBI Chairman also to be a part of that. We have plenary sessions where Chief Minister's session is there, regulator session is there. We have sessions on creating value and worth. We have requested Vaibhav Taneja, the highest paid CFO, 1,200 crores is his salary he works with. So John Bouquet has kindly. We have the President CPA Ontario coming, President CP Quebec coming. We have 1,000 participants. Breakout sessions. We have a session on artificial centers. We have a session on sustainability and ESG. We have a session on technology forensic standards. We have a session on accounting, SS 600 and best practices. So ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a great program to attend. The mornings, second day we have Mika. And the greatest benefit you get there to network. Today only network is the greatest asset. You meet people from across the country, from all across the world. And you are aware that China has now is known as a manufacturing hub, and India has transformed to be known as a services hub. Entire outsourcing GCC has come to India. So my dear friends, all good things happen. I want to give to people from Odisha. Since yesterday, they are asking me, when will you come again? When will you come again? I will answer that only by जब भी जी चाहे बुला लेना मुझे मेहरमा. मैं गया वक्त नहीं जो लौट के. Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Thank you. Thanks.
Today, I would now request our honorable guest, Sri Srinivas.
A very good morning to all of you. Oratory Nanda embed the same intensity and seek your attention. How session? I'll be very technical in my approach. President ICI, CA, my dear colleague, Shri Tuhin Kanta. Conference, this annual conference, Bharat at 2047, CAs for Amrit Kaal is very thought-provoking. It captures both the aspirational part and the national journey to achieve our vision of a Viksit Bharat by the year 2047. Of a Viksit. The capital markets are very well poised. The capital markets are very well poised to power this journey by mobilizing capital, allocating capital very efficiently, and supporting the entrepreneurial act and achieve this national goal. Today, India stands at an inflection point of RBI suggests that our project by the end of this decade. If we pause for a while, from a $1 trillion USD economy to a $4+ trillion USD economy. Growth, but it has been achieved through which generates optimism in us that in the next 20+ years and strong from, if you look at foreign exchange reserves, it is an unprecedented. On the fiscal side, the fiscal to get generated and private sector invest. We have built a strong foundation, and how do we sustain this and how do we leverage this? I think this is where the capital market comes in. For the capital market to grow and the capital market to support growth. The rate at which we are growing, if you look at the capital market, when NSE was set up, and what was the market cap, and what is the market cap today, it has multiplied 125 times. Today it is 460 lakh crore, which is about 5.2 trillion, which makes it the 4th largest capital market in the world. If you look at the number of listed companies also, it has increased 4-fold or 5-fold. Today we have close to 3,000 listed companies. On the other hand, an equally important development has taken place. If you look at retailers, if you look at investment in the capital market, there is a huge element of retailization, democratization. The number of retail investors participating in our capital market, nowhere in the world you have a retailized capital market. Their institutional investments are high, but here retail investments also have got a huge trajectory. There are more than 12 crore investors, unique investors, with 24 crore demat accounts. Many countries are not of the size of your investor community. Of course, active investors may be a smaller proportion of this, a smaller fraction, but it is growing very, very rapidly. If India has to grow and become a developed economy by 2047, our nominal growth will have to be 10%. In that case, by 2047, we'll be 35 trillion economy. In that case, the average per capita income may be around 11 to 12,000. But if you're able to grow 12% nominal, the per capita income may go closer to 30,000. USD. And the size of the economy be 45 trillion. So this is the realm of possibility, how we do it, and how the capital market can help in achieving this. Basically, today 3,000 companies are listed. I am from the stock exchange. We have the main board, and we have for the MSMEs also. But that potential has not been tapped at all. How many companies from Odisha are listed? MSME is the backbone of our economy. And MSMEs are not really able to tap the capital market as much as they should have. The reason is not that they don't have that earning potential or that they are not attractive. The reason is that they are not fully aware of this, how to go about. They may be lacking in confidence. Can we get listed? But I can tell you, standing here, that at least 10,000 MSMEs are there even today as I speak, which are more than capable of listing and raising money from the capital market. Now, that will lead to a huge multiplier effect. We have 7 crore MSMEs. I'm not saying 7 crore should get listed. I'm saying 7,000 can get listed. We have 1.5 lakh startups. 1.5 lakh need not be listed. 1,500 can be listed. We are a country which has one of the highest level of unicorns. About 120 unicorns are there in this country. So we have an unending pool of entrepreneurship which can be supported through the capital market, because the capital market performs 3 functions: price discovery, capital formation, and capital allocation. And for all this, you as chartered accountants have an important role to play in financial planning. How do you finance your projects, and so on and so forth. I'll conclude what I'm saying by just picking up 3-4 points. Though we are doing very well, SEBI chair is with us. Annual fund mobilization through equity is about 4 lakh crore. It is about 1.3% of our GDP. It should double. It should become 2.5% or 3%. For what I'm saying, for the target, for the 2047 target. If you look at our corporate bond, size of the corporate bond market, it's about 16% of the GDP. It has to double, 30+% of the GDP. That's when you get that sort of capital for the investment to happen. And 2 more things. One is domestic institutional investment. We are all talking about FPIs and all, but FPI is hot money. It will come, it will go away. It's not going to stay, and it's not committed to your 2047. What you need is domestic, long-term domestic institutional investment, which means pension funds, which means both EPFO, and it also means your NPS. I read somewhere that the NPS return was one of the highest. It surpassed, it beat the market. Very few mutual funds could also match it. But we have only 16 lakh crore. It's only 4.5% of our GDP. Pension penetration is less than 4%. Now, all these have to double. All these will have to double for us to be able to raise that quantum of capital to be able to achieve our ultimate objective. Technological advancements are happening at a very rapid pace. The investor protection which we have in our country, very few countries can boast that sort of depth in the and the layers of investment protection which we have. So I think all the ideal conditions today exist for us to be able to strengthen our economy and develop the capital market as the new engine of growth, in addition to the traditional bank financing. I think you all would be eager to be hearing to the SEBI chair, so I will not speak more, except that I would say I was associated with the ICAI for 3 years. I'm happy to hear that they are making efforts on GCC. When I was the founding chair of IFSCA, when Prime Minister used to ask me when can we have 1 lakh people working in Gift City, I told him, sir, in PE firms, that is AIFs, bank branches, reinsurance, leasing, exchanges, all this cannot generate employment. The only thing which can generate employment is GCC. And for that to happen, we need to bring accounting services, AML, CFT, tax advisory, all of that under financial services. That amendment has taken place. So today, GIFT is ideally positioned to promote these GCCs. And I think otherwise we have 1,800 GCCs employing 2 million people. So even 10% of that, if we can achieve in the financial world, then it will be a great achievement. Chartered accountants, they are custodians of trust. That is their job. Financial soldiers, as Mr. Charanjit said. And they are also enablers of economic progress. I think they should move on both of these fronts and enable India to become a developed country which is progressive, prosperous, competitive, and inclusive. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for enlightening us. Now, we are going to honor the Business Excellency Award.
There are 2 Business Excellency Awards from the Bhubaneswar branch EIRC of ICI for demonstrating exceptional performance and leadership in their respective fields. First award of excellence is being presented to CA Dr. Baranya Senapati, Director of Finance and CFO, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Shri Baranya Senapati, presently working as Director of Finance and Chief Financial Officer at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, a Maharatna PSU. Shri Senapati is a fellow member of the ICI and has 31 years of post-qualification experience in the field of finance.
The Business Excellency Award to CA Sanjeev Gupta, CFO T&D Cluster, Tata Power. As per our information, he is not here. So on behalf of him, I request CA Mohit Jain, CFO TPWODL, to receive this award. I request CA Shri Tuhin Kantapande sir and Shri Srinivas Injeti sir to present. Other dignitaries, please join. Please give a huge round of applause. Thank you, sir. Now, it's time to hear from the Chairman of the Security Exchange Board of India, Shri Tuhin Kantapande, sir. Sir, please enlighten us with your words.
Shri Charanjot Singh Nanda, President ICAI, or may I say the Institute of Passionate Orators of India. Mr. Injeti Srinivas, President of NSE, Shri Rajiv Sahu, Chairman, Conference Hosting Committee, Shri Mahendra Kumar Sahu, Branch Chairman, Shri Sanjeev Sanghi, Central Council Member, ICI, and did I cover everyone? Ravi Patwa. Distinguished chartered accountants and industry leaders gathered here today, good morning to you all. It's wonderful to be here in Odisha, which was my Karm Bhumi for 3 decades, a state that is rapidly emerging as a hub for new investments across mining, metals, manufacturing, IT services, and infrastructure. Alongside these sectors, Odisha's tourism landscape is also expanding and further boosting the state's economic momentum. The scale and diversity of these developments are reshaping the state's economic profile and creating new opportunities for enterprises and households alike. The rising economic activity has been accompanied by a sharp increase in 10 years, the number of from 2.5 lakh in this surge signals confidence or other investors. This event is being held in Odisha, where of professionals like you. By guiding entrepreneurs in emerging sectors, supporting governance in established industries, and helping families and enterprises make informed financial decisions, you have helped build confidence among investors and businesses across the state. It's a privilege to address a community that has long served as financial conscience of this country. Few professions influence the integrity of our economic system as deeply as yours. What began as a practice rooted in audit and taxation has expanded remarkably over the years. And as India's capital markets scale new heights, we see this profession not merely as service providers, but as essential partners. Partners in strengthening transfer worthy of how far our markets have come. That is not just quantitative. Capitalization has risen from up 470 trillion rupees now. Market participation across the economy also means Indian enterprises are increasingly turning to public markets to power their ambitions. Between FY16 and FY25, nearly 93 trillion has been raised through equity and debt issuances. Ladies and gentlemen, 93 lakh crore, about 100 lakh crore. These numbers represent not only transactions, but the financing of new capacities, infrastructure, technology, and job creation. In just the first 8 months of this financial year, 260 IPOs have raised 1.5 trillion rupees, while the overall equity mobilization has crossed 3.1 trillion rupees. The corporate bond market has expanded steadily. Outstanding bonds now stand at 55 trillion rupees, growing at more than 11% CAGR since FY 2015. This signals a maturing ecosystem where long-term capital formation is increasingly market-driven. Participation 2 tells an equally compelling story. The count of active individual investors has tripled from 1.2 crores in September 2020 to 3.5 crore in September 2025. Of course, if you talk about overall number of unique investors, they are now 13.5 crore. Mutual fund assets have grown from 24 lakh crore in 2019 to around 81 lakh crore today, while the investments in alternative investment fund industry has expanded more than fivefold from 1.5 trillion rupees to 6.1 trillion rupees in the same period. This reflects deeper risk appetite, institutionalization of savings, and more diverse capital allocation. So when we speak of India as one of the world's most dynamic capital markets, these numbers capture more than the volume. They capture confidence. But growth, as we know, brings with it new layers of complexity. Today's enterprises look very different from those we dealt with a decade ago. Platform-based businesses, intangibles, sophisticated fund structures, algorithmic trading, and cross-border exposures have all reshaped the nature of financial reporting, assurance, and valuation. In such an environment, none of us can rely on yesterday's playbook. The markets are evolving faster than the traditional frameworks we were trained in. That is why the role of chartered accountants becomes even more critical today. Your ability to bring clarity to complexity, to test assumptions, to assess emerging risks, and to question with professional skepticism is what protects investors and strengthens markets. But to continue playing this role effectively, continuous learning is not an option, it is a necessity. The expanding use of digital evidence, data analytics, AI-augmented audit tools, new valuation methodologies, forensic techniques, all of these demand ongoing upgradation of skills. The most successful professionals today are those who learn, unlearn, and relearn at the speed of the market itself. As markets evolve, so must the regulatory architecture. And that brings me to some of the key reforms we have undertaken to make the system more transparent, efficient, and investor-centric. Transparency and disclosure. Trust is the cornerstone of market integrity, and transparency is its foundation. We have therefore strengthened periodic disclosures, which is quarterly results, governance compliance, and shareholding patterns to ensure information symmetry. For the top 250 listed entities, timely confirmations or denials of market rumors are now required in case of material price movement. This prevents misinformation from distorting price discovery. To provide greater clarity and enhance transparency in public issues, recently we have improved the disclosures in the price band advertisement. The new advertisements that you are going to see will have something more for public very readily. Going forward, the advertisements will clearly disclose whether the company will list on the main board or the SME exchange. It will provide improved disclosures on issue size and details of fresh issue and OFS portions at both upper and lower end of the price band. Ease of doing business. Markets grow when processes become simpler. Towards this end, we have streamlined the process for IPO listings and have made it easier for companies to raise capital. We have created a single filing system for listed companies to avoid duplication across platforms. We have reviewed and simplified related party transaction disclosures. On the sustainability front, we have introduced greater flexibility in business responsibility and sustainability reporting, which is BRSR core. Listed companies can now opt for either assessment or assurance of BRSR core disclosures. To make our regulations more objective, contemporary, cohesive, and simplified, we have initiated a comprehensive review of key regulations, including mutual funds, stockbrokers, LODR, and settlement. Our message is clear. Compliance should be purposeful, not procedural. To support India's expanding economic aspirations, we are also building deeper markets. To strengthen the debt market, the electronic book mechanism has been made mandatory for the debt issuances of rupees 20 crore or above, which was 50 crore or more earlier. The scope of electronic book provider platform has been expanded to include the issuance by REITs and InvITs as well. We have introduced liquidity window for non-convertible securities by allowing issuers to offer put options. This would provide investors an option to exit their investments before maturity if needed. To provide more flexibility to the investors and bridge the gap between mutual funds and PMS, we have introduced specialized investment funds. Electricity derivatives have been introduced to bring efficiency to the energy markets and market participants a transparent and regulated platform to hedge against price volatility. Steps are being taken to promote adoption of accreditation by investors and provide additional relaxations and operational flexibilities to AI-only scheme, which means schemes which are meant only for accredited investors of the AIFs, the alternate investment funds. For foreign investors, we have introduced Swagat FI's framework. This will facilitate easier investment process, unified registration, minimize documentation and compliance requirements for eligible investors. Further, we are working towards improving the FPI onboarding process using paperless and digital signed workflows. To simplify digital onboarding of overseas investors, recently we have proposed to ease the requirements for NRI clients to be physically present in India during their re-KYC, KYC modification process, so that they don't have to be physically present while the re-KYC and KYC modification process takes place. Investor protection and awareness. Investor protection is not a standalone initiative. It is embedded in the reforms we undertake. But let me share a few highlights. To enhance investor protection in the securities market, we introduced validated UPI handles and the SEBI check tools to help investors verify intermediary bank accounts before making any payment. And ladies and gentlemen, this is an extremely important thing, so I draw your attention. If any of you do not know, please be informed that we have a SEBI check, a SEBI app. You can also download it from the website. You also can download SEBI's Sarthi app and have that SEBI check. The SEBI check is a very important tool. It's a 30-second check where there are a number of frauds which are happening, where people are cloning the apps and they are swindling the people. The investors think they're investing in the securities market, but actually they are not, because the people are through the mule accounts, the money is sucked away. So this is actually typically a cyber fraud. It's not really a securities fraud per se, but the investor wanting to come to the securities market is being misled. So how do we really check it? Because everything is online, everything is through apps. So therefore, code, be it a UPI handle or be it a bank account which you are asked to pay, in which you are being asked an Indian investment advisor. So this is something which has been introduced from 1st of October this year. We need to take it out to every home or every new investor. And in the last 18 months, over 1 lakh for action. Our unified investor app gives single view holding across depositories and advisory recommendations. Again, I don't know how, where you can, and also allow you to vote electronically, easily, and also use the proxy advisor's advice on the same app. These apps belong to the 2 depositories that we have. Mitra platform, it's again an important thing for investors, helps track inactive MF folios and ensure KYC accuracy. Recently, pass return and verification agency, data, NSE acts as a data center and care age ratings for decision making by relying on credible and uniform performance information. Further, to give impetus to investor awareness through multimedia, multilingual, ladies and gentlemen, can substitute for professional integrity. And no professional discipline influences market behavior. We speak plainly with the CA profession. Yours like 1. Standardizing complex valuations, ensuring assumptions are consistent, transparent, and well documented, especially in areas involving data analytics, digital evidence, and emerging reporting frameworks. Your ability to detect patterns and anomalies can prevent crises long before they materialize. D. Capacity building for digital assurance. When regulators' systems become stronger, more transparent, and resilient, this partnership will only grow in importance. Sharper skills, deeper integrity, and a renewed commitment from all of us. We stand at an important moment in India's economic journey. Our markets are more vibrant than ever. Participation is broader, products are deeper, and technology, but with opportunity comes responsibility. So my message today is simple. Uphold independence even when it is inconvenient. As an add-on, but as a center of modern assurance. And work with us as a team as we build the next phase of our market architecture. At the end, I want to thank each one. You play a role that is technical, ethical.
Past chairman, central council members, regional council members, all our guests. At the end of this, very satisfied to Sri Tuhinkant Pandeji, chairman SEBI, and also considering us as essential. And also considering us as essential. We really appreciate your speech, sir, and we assure you that we'll be working together, investors, regulators, and practitioners will be working together so that we can build confidence. Past chairman as well as senior member, Arun Kumar Sabha, Mr. Tuhinkant Pandey, sir, with a memento. I request branch chairman to kindly join. Srinivas Injitisha for recognizing the improvements in the financial statement
and recognizing the role of the chartered accountants for bringing that kind of improvement. We also thank you for indicating all the growths in the economy of our country. I request my management team colleague Pranav Kishore Das to come forward and give a memento to Sri Srinivas Injeti sir. Pranav, please. Thank you. Extend our sincere thanks to the leader of our profession, our president, C.A. Sri Charanjit Singh Nanda. Sir, you have right, long as we assure you, so long as we are having leaders like you or commanders like you, we will be acting as soldiers. Thank you for development that is happening to our profession. I am requesting mentor. Thank you. We are thankful to our Central Council member for our region, C.A. Sri Ravi Patua sir. Thank you very, very much for informing us about the refresher course and the required checklist, which was essential for us. Thanks a lot, sir. I am requesting memento. Come forward and give a memento. Thank you, delegates. Thank you very, very.
And session speaker, CA Dr. Devashi Mitra, sir.
Request the session chairman, CA Prasant Panda, sir, to come to the dais. Prasant Panda, sir, to come to the dais. I'd request everyone to put their hands together for a warm round of applause.
So please join this session. After this session, we will have the lunch. Dear all delegates, please be seated. The lunch counter is not open yet, so please be seated. After the session, we will have the lunch.
Where am I? Where am I?
I would request all the delegates to come to the auditorium as the lunch counter is not open yet. Please be with us. Dear delegates, is arriving in 2 minutes. So please be with us. Please join the session.
आप बुला दीजिए.
I would request CA Dr. Devashish Mitra sir to come to the dais and take your seat. Mitra sir, to come to the dais and take your seat.
Sir, who is the managing partner of one of Odisha's leading CA firms. He was the 1975 batch topper in commerce graduation of Sambalpur University and was also a rank holder in CA examinations. He has over 45 years of experience in audit, taxation, finance, corporate law, and corporate governance. He has served as the statutory central auditor for major PSUs and PSBs, company UCO Bank, a central audit of NALCO and Canara Bank. He also regularly appears before Income Tax Appellate Tribunal and has audited several large private sector entities such as Mayfair CI, and presently he is a member of Committee for Members in Practice. Actively involved in social activity, requesting everybody to please give a huge round of applause. CA Soumya Ranjan Panda, sir. May I request CA Manoj Patra, sir.
I would like to introduce our beloved CA Dr. Devashish Mitra sir. Sir, two line. Insight. He has been elected as the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India.
May I request Prashant Panda, sir, to take over the session.
Good afternoon, respected my Namaskar and my proud privilege to welcome to this stage our past president. Welcome to this stage our past president, Dr. Devashish. Well known here, I introduce him as a speaker, he is a teacher. Introduce him as a speaker, he is a teacher, a guide, a good leader, and he is a past president from our region, accepting our
invitation. With that, I add one line. My apologies for not having a great audience, probably being a lunchtime. So we need to have some. We have our time. So we need to have some. We have our today's topic, governance. I think the last session, capital market, and this topic both are related. Then how a strong report from the capital market. We had capital market. We had 3 speakers, and the chairman of SEBI and the chairman of NSE are eminent persons, but all 3 are authorities in this line. Our president, he is an authority from our side, and both SEBI chairman, a regulator, and NSE chairman is also an indirect regulator. Injeti Srinivasan, he spoke very detailedly about facts, that where we were about 10 years back, where we are is almost 5 trillion of capital, our market capitalization of the companies there, and the demand with such kind of numbers, getting it, even to continue to keep it, you have to keep your financials and verify these financials. As a chartered accountant, we have our various guidelines. Our guidelines issued by ICAI, everyone has issued various kinds of formats, guidelines, and compliance requirements from time to time. We have to meet that. Presently, what today our speaker will deal with, the various, I think, that is there. And Schedule 3, for this compliance requirements, you have so many parameters which has to be complied with. You have to put a accounting policy there. You have to give the notes to what we have done in our, or what we have our, or rather SOP for our accounts. In your compliance, the LODR requirements also come. So how these formats or compliance requirements improves your financials and reporting thereon, or that is what he will like to only deal with the. I like to put it as transparency in your transactions, better for growth, and this Viksit Bharat, the 2047. Yesterday, I think our chief guest and our guest of honors also spoke about Viksit Bharat 2047 and Viksit Odisha 2036. So, because capital, whether it is from internal, which takes you ahead. Our economy, we are talking about maybe 3rd, 4th, so or 5th. So we are in about a 4 trillion. America is about in 32 trillion. So with that kind of economy, Bhubaneswar road, we had just a 2-lane road. We expanded it to 4-lane. At that time, it was considered that it will cost about 4 crore rupees. We had about 4-lane. Now they are thinking about putting 6-lane. They may think about going to 8-lane, and the road which goes to Nandan, a road above that. So we didn't have adequate money to do that. But last 1 month, I was traveling in US. Any road they construct, I found it's a 12-lane road. All expressway road means it's a 12-lane road. The kind of growth which is expected, what we have achieved in last about 10-15 years, maybe before that, more funds, more development, and a Viksit Bharat. So for a developed India, we need to have a better economic India, better reporting, and always get us better money. Our speaker will speak on this matter. Thank you very much.
What I will do is this, not take more than 20-25 minutes, and I hope that in that time, by the time when you go for lunch, you would have learned something which you did not know of earlier. I hope that that's the whole sanitizing you with what's happening.
You see, with the coming into, you see, very important divisions came for financial reporting, Division 2. Earlier, you see, we were used to talk about depreciation. We used to say SLM, written down value method, those kind of things. But with the coming in force of Division 2, they said, we are going to give you a useful life and you decide on the depreciation. That's what they said. So that is what happened here in the financial, you see, Division 2. Division 3 had something else. It gave us a format of balance sheet, right? I said that the Schedule 3, most of you have already done, contains the format of balance sheet, contains the format of PL, contains the format of cash flow. Am I right in whatever I am saying? If somebody can point out the mistake in whatever I have just now said, there's a mistake, in whatever I have said, there is a mistake now. Does not contain the format of a cash flow. It does not contain the format of a cash flow. Right. Schedule 3 has 3 divisions, which you can see on the screen. Division 1 is for those who are doing non-Ind AS companies, non-Ind AS. That's the format. Schedule, right, that is for Ind AS companies, the younger ones. What should be the net worth? Anybody who can tell me, I'll be very happy at this stage. Or I'll be very disappointed if you cannot tell me the younger ones, right? The net worth for a company to be of Ind AS has to be 250 crores or more. And mind you, the term net worth has been already defined in the Companies Act. So if you are in India, then you go for Division 2. And if India is the only country which statutorily lays down the format of the financial statements. It lays down the format of the financial statements, right? So you see, in this also have the disclosure requirements. So you are heavily regulated when you are doing financial IFRS. IFRS does not do this, you do this, but it does not regulate you to say that your balance sheet should be of this format. It does not say that, right? So if you see this, then Section 2, subsection 40 of the Companies Act. It defines what is a financial statement. And this section says the financial statement is a balance sheet, a PL, right? And Section 2, subsection 40, that is the cash flow, is not applicable for a small company. That means a small company did not prepare a cash flow. It is not applicable for a dormant company. There has been a change in the definition of small company effective from 1st of December. If somebody, a lot of fun, right? The whole idea is not to give you a lecture, but you see, to go back and have a lot of fun in this. 1st of December, there has been change in the definition of small company. They are saying that the small company is a company, has to be a private limited company whose paid up capital does not exceed 10 crores. Earlier it was 4 crores. Whose turnover does not exceed, from 1st of December, they have just enhanced the paid up capital limit and the turnover limit of small companies. Consequently, you don't have to prepare cash flow. And you might also, Prasanth Pandaji was also talking about CARO, they might also be exempted from CARO reporting. Right, so you see, you have a lot of this. So please note that 1st of December 2025. It's oven fresh, it's just come in. Right, so please note that. So consequently, those of us who had some difficulty in preparing cash flows, you did not, because now many of the companies, they are being covered. We have in India, when you are preparing financial accounting standards, which we all follow, that is, most of us follow. Maybe Prasanth Pandaji with his big follow Indias, but usually if you are a company which is not listed, that is, which is not a public interest entity, we follow something called Companies Accounting Standard Rules 2006, which was notified on the 7th of December 2006. There are 27 accounting standards under those rules, 27 effective accounting standards, right? But if you are a bigger company, for example, if you are listed or if you are having a net worth of 250 crores or more, you follow something else which is called the Ind AS. And this Ind AS came into effect from 2015, right? So by this time, I think all of us, we have got the hang of it, right? That's the whole, the financial reporting system in India. But many of us, we do this non-corporate. I have been talking till now about corporate entities. Many of us, we do non-corporate entities. Now, for the non-corporate entities, the institute has come up with definition. The Companies Act does not talk about non-corporates because the Companies Act does not talk about non-corporates because the Companies Act does not deal with non-corporate entities. So what the institute? So I'll just show you what the institute has said. Small and medium, the other is large. Right? The large entities have to follow most. Then, what is the definition? Their institute has gone ahead and defined this medium-sized and large size by way of turnover and borrowings, which you can see on the screen. ये definition change हो गया. अभी आप हो गया. अभी आप those of us who are old timers, those of us who are old timers. So पहले हम level 2, level 2, level 3. You recall? We used to talk about all the levels, level 1 to level 3. Level 3. You recall? We used to talk about all the levels, level 1 to level 3 are all gone now. कोई medium and small है. Level 1, level 2, level 3 कुछ नहीं है अभी. And for defining what's a large and what is a medium and small, they are going by the borrowings, they are going by the turnover. आप अगर देखेंगे borrowings 50 crores, turnover limit is 250 crores. Right? If you, that's most stringent accounting standards. If you are not a large one, you follow lesser. See, taken you through the accounting standards. I'm not touching auditing standards, by the way. Auditing standards are also Section 143 of the Companies Act. They are about auditing standards. You have no choice. Which I think he wants me to speak louder. मैं अभी ना आपको दूसरा but इंजेटी श्रीनिवास बॉस अगर ज्यादा करेगा तो हाथ पे दे दो ना because मेरा फ्लो तुम खत्म कर रहे हो. If Mr. Pandey would have been here listening to me, or if Mr. Injeti Srinivas would have been here listening to me, they would have defined thing. Right? They are saying that, boss, क्या तुम अभी बैलेंस शीट का बात करता है? Financial reporting. What you are talking about PL, Devashish, Schedule 3 you are talking about. हाँ, तुम्हारा कौन बात सुनेगा तुम्हारा true and fair? बोल तुम्हारा सब चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट तुम्हारा बात सुनेगा. हम लोग सेबी में बात नहीं सुनेगा. We are interested in responsibility and sustainability reporting. BRSR. It is for top 1,000 listed companies. It's a list of 140 questions, out of which 98 you have to answer voluntary answers. It's for 1,000 top listed companies. BRSR. If you are doing, you have to follow. If you are doing this kind of big ones, you have to follow BRSR. It will be discussed at some point of time. Right? Environment, social and governance. I am sure, see, ESG will be discussed at some point of time. This seminar or conference must be having. अपना chartered accountant भाई लोग बोलता है, what we have to do with environment? We should bother about carbon emission. Right? So you see, why you should bother about it? But SEBI is saying that you have to go for BRSR reporting. What is happening, sir, is this. Non-financial report. What is the woman empowerment in your company? Chartered accountants will have to go in the Viksit Bharat that you have given me the topic of the future. You cannot really, you see, stick to your balance sheet and PL. You have to go for this. Now, आप बोलेंगे that this is only for this. As by talking about things which you did 1,000 top listed companies. If the SEBI would have said that Devashish is right, because what the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is now thinking is to what extent they can enhance this whole concept to also the non-listed companies. Also the non-listed. They are now thinking about it. That we are, you see, this sustainability reporting, even for non-listed, there lies a challenge. Now, what is the opportunity also here? Now, you see, SEBI has introduced something called BRSR core. That is assurance. Usko audit karna padega. Earlier, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, when I was the president, I said the Chartered Accountant audit karega. I said, how can I restrict it to Chartered Accountants? Carbon emission, bagara, how will you find out? So she said that, look, I will make it bigger. Let other people also come into the fray. If you're good, you do the audit, no problem. Right? So, how many of you know that the institute has issued a guidance, right? You must be knowing, right? You must be knowing, right? So institute does a lot of work, but now my job is to make you move a bit. Sir, the future in Viksit Bharat for financial reporting will be a shift from interested in your non-financial than your financial. Carbon emission, आपका कितना हो गया? For example, today, neutral. When we did the World Congress, अरे boss, हमको मुझे इधर when you did it in 2022, people they came to say it was even IFAC was not aware. They said make it net zero. Now I was the president. I'll be very very frank with you. I said what? क्या बात करता है बाबा net zero? ये सब क्या चीज है? They said that net zero. So they said that the carbon emission should be such that the impact is zero. I said, how will you find out? For example, Debashish Mitra, president, will like to say, tell everybody, I have got a net zero. People, for you, there are people who certify. There are people who certify. So if you want to really get a carbon neutral, you have to get a certificate. There are people who certify this, right? For example, Eastern Regional Council, they just had the 50th regional conference. The chairman of EIRC, he was showing the certificate to everybody. It's my net zero carbon neutral conference, see the certificate, those kind of things, right? So you see, that is the way we are moving, sir. That's the way we are moving. The future, we are moving that way. And when he says that I have done net zero, I'm not surprised. Let me tell you, I'm not surprised. Somebody else may be, but I'm not surprised because that should be the scheme of things. That is what is expected of us. So, financial reporting in Viksit Bharat, it will be more stress on. I am coming to something which also might be a topic here, but somebody was telling me that Debashish in 3 years' time, will AI almost obliterate us. Right? Bill Gates said that 2 professions will be affected immensely by AI. Bill Gates. He said the legal profession and the accountancy profession. Why? Because both these professions, to a great extent, we do repetitive work. Audit में क्या करते हैं? सब vouching करते हैं, transaction करते हैं, repetitive work. It does better than humans. It does. You are doing a financial reporting in Tally, right? What has happened? Earlier days, you see, the trial balance tallying was so difficult. And when you used to tally the trial balance, people like tallying was no problem. Everybody did trial balance tallying. Now with AI coming in, they will say, what trial balance, boss? AI will talk about only fraud. And we don't talk about fraud so much. Right? We are saying the true and fair. What true and fair? It should be true and correct. Once you go into true and correct, your hands are tied. Financial reporting. Hands are tied. What do I do? One fraud I miss, I have had it. And with AI coming in, one standard that will be very much impacted will be the standard on sampling. हम लोग क्या करते हैं सब जो बैठे हुए हैं टेस्ट चेक करते हैं. Yes or no? We all do test check in the audit, sir. We all do test check. And then we say that we could not find out a fraud, all the frauds, because we do test check. We do not do 100% checking. Right? And there's a standard sampling, auditing. With AI coming in, and mark my words, in 3 years' time, this standard on sampling is going to. Advantage will be 100% checking will be done by AI. The disadvantage will be you have to report on all frauds. That's how it is. But with the challenge for a professional, with AI coming in, bias on input provided by humans. If you provide them bias inputs, the output will also. So we passed out, Prasanth Pandaji, my baby, we used to talk about GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, right? So they're also talking about similar thing, right? This thing. And AI, the topic is transparency. AI is like a black box. Conclusion. Challenge is that black box. What is inside that black box? So does it mean that the profession has to be expert in AI? Not at all. What we must do is, we must have a general idea about what this AI system is doing. ChatGPT. मुझे अगर ये सवाल का जवाब, another 10 minutes, but let's have a good time. AI, working about AI so much. All of you, as soon as I've started speaking about AI, all of you have started listening to me. If somebody can give me an answer, AI was there from 1950s. But why suddenly we have started, Birinchi Mishra now, suddenly you see he's bothered about AI. He says, if you don't, suddenly we have started bothering about something which was there from 1950s? Because of? No, sir. Automation was there in 60s, 70s, sir. 2000s also. You see, it was there. What happened? Why suddenly all of us sitting here are suddenly aware about whatever I am talking about? Why hallucination? Why the Chief Justice of India talks about hallucination in AI? Suddenly he's talking about that. Right? Hallucination mein bolunga wo kya bola. Right? But my first question is, he's saying, it's become, but what happened? Something happened. AI has been there from 1950s. It is, you see, when I'm giving you when the World Congress was held, it has nothing to do with the World Congress, but at that time, something happened which ensured that the AI came into the center stage. Sir, 2022 mein COVID khatam ho gaya tha. That's why World Congress was held. So, it is not that. If somebody can tell the younger ones, this whole thing. Who said that? Can you raise your hand? Stand up, stand up. What happened was, they used AI, and with this ChatGPT, the whole scenario changed. ChatGPT says. ChatGPT came. Very good, top class. That's what happened. ChatGPT came, and with this ChatGPT, the whole AI scenario changed. Today, all of us use, you see, some of us, Rajiv is sitting here, when he does type reports, he does not. Anything that he wants, he gives in ChatGPT 5, and the report comes like this. And that is the profession. Do income tax? No, I said no. But I know income tax. But boss, I have insurance is not something which is very popular. He said that I have got 40 lakhs as keyman insurance. Is it taxable? So keyman insurance is something that we don't do every day, right? So I said that let me look at the Income Tax Act. Well, that Debashish, he put a paper in front of me. Well, can you see it? I said, what is it? I found that he had got a note. ITAT Calcutta, in this year, they have passed a judgment about non-taxability of this. High Court, Delhi High Court passed this judgment. I said, from where have you got? From where have you got? Sabatsa, here you see, he will know about income tax and how it is impacting him. From where? Well, Debash, I'm very sure. But my accountant in my office, he used ChatGPT, put this question, and the ChatGPT has given the answer. And let me tell you, the answer was 100% correct. 100% correct. Now, who is going to come to us? When they have the answers in their office, he just typed it in the ChatGPT, but answers. But what Chief Justice Chandrachud said at that time was, when he was Chief Justice, hallucination. Bolta hai, boss, people are coming to me in the court, citing that, you see, in the case of Snow White, you see, such and such a thing has happened, sir, and this thing. Well, he's giving a list of citations. I cannot verify citations. He's using AI, ChatGPT, to get the citations, the lawyer, right? And Chandrachud saying that hallucination, many of these citations are all made up. Beware of hallucination. So, when you are preparing financial report in the Viksit Bharat, when you are using AI, which we are going to use to a great extent, be careful about hallucinations. Be careful about hallucinations, right? Hum log hallucination, we use it for some other purpose. Right? The other day, I was sitting with somebody. He was trying to sell me his AI tool. And you know what he was saying, sir? Hallucination 5%. I said, hallucination 5% means? You see, I do not hallucinate. Well, no. My AI tool has a 5%. That means there is a 5% fine. Right? 5% hallucination. And mujhe bolta hai, in 2022, the hallucination was 20%. That means there was an error of 20% where the hallucination becomes 1%. And he's selling me. Manoj is smiling, but see, that's how it is. You have to, if you're not conversant, you're gone. He'll say hallucination 5%. If you ask him what hallucination here, what do you think about hallucination? When you hallucinate, right? You go to a doctor when you hallucinate, right? He's talking about hallucination 5%. He will come and tell Sabaji, my this thing is, Sabaji is due in income tax, but sir, diya hai, but but 5% hallucination. That means there is a 5% chance that he has quoted wrong cases, right? So that's how it is. That's how it is. So when you are going for financial reporting in the Viksit Bharat, you see, mind you, these are the challenges that you will have. These are the challenges that you will have. I am trying to complete as quickly as possible. Take a few questions from your side. Ethical principles, boss. I cannot. I was talking to, how many of you know him? He is a bit bedridden now, Bansi Mehta. Sir, you must be knowing. Wala, Bansi Mehta's lectures and budget, everybody is to go and hear in this thing. Now, but now, sir, he is bedridden. All right. His daughter is a chartered accountant. We said sometimes whenever he's fine, he talks to me. And I listen to him with great deal of interest. He said, he said, Devashish, what are you doing? I said, sir, I'm going to Bhubaneswar, sir. There's a national conference there. Oh, very good, very good. What are you speaking on? So I told him the topic. He said, are you going to speak on ethics, Devashish? I said, certainly, sir. Ethical principles, sir. I love to speak, sir. On financial reporting, I love to speak. But Devashish, quote me, huh? Quote me. I said, sir, tell me. I will quote you, sir. He says, ethics are absolute and never relative. If somebody can tell you what he meant. When he told me to quote him, I thought about it. Then I said that, sir, is this the meaning? He said that, yes. You have got it more or less, past president, he tells me, past president, you have got it more or less. Right. What he is saying is, ethical principles does not change depending on the person. That is, the ethical principle will not change for Nandaji, because he is the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. The ethical principles will be the same for Nandaji and any other chartered accountant here. They are absolute and never. So, bolta hai ki ye bolo. Ethical principles are solid. Certainly, sir. When you do your financial reporting in Viksit Bharat, ethics are there. Since there are a lot of seniors, and I'd like to quote the past president, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper, सब react कर रहे हैं लोग का नाम सुन के. बोलते if something is illegal, something is legal but not ethical, a chartered accountant should never do it. If something is legal but not ethical, a chartered accountant should never do it. Mr. R.C. Cooper, president of the institute, who challenged Indira Gandhi when she nationalized the bank. So these are the kind of people who have donned the mantle of the presidentship of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I talk about them. Right? At some point of time, I'll speak about the third one, that is Y.H. Maligam, whom I hope to meet on 16th. So I'll speak about him at some point of time. Right? Trust is very important. Five moments. Huh? I know all of you are feeling hungry, right? But I will give you a trust. How many of you have seen a trust definition? First time I used it in the World Congress. Many of you did not attend it, so you are not aware. There were about 22,000 delegates from all over the world. 2,000 delegates, foreign delegates. There were 10,000 people, but 2,000 foreign delegates. They said, from where did you get this trust definition? Now, I will show you the trust definition and see, we talk about this, see this trust definition. Kilo, have a look and enjoy the trust definition. Whether you agree with this. Rajiv, I think you have never seen that. It is not the trust of the income tax, not section 12 of the income tax. Or section 11 of the income tax. This is not that trust. It's something else. Right? They are saying, if your self-interest, the last one, S, is the least, the trust is high. That's what they are saying. Have greater credibility, have greater reliability in your financial statement. If your self-interest is the least, the trust is high. I hope all of you will agree. These two people, like those of us who follow cricket, and Duckworth and Lewis, so these two people have defined the trust. What's the trust? And let me tell you, it has stood the test of time. Right? I'm coming to the end. The last slide, intelligence, significant use. in the financial statements. Greater transparency in presentation. Where's the transparency? Narayan Murthy. Again quoting Narayan Murthy. Better. Again quoting Narayan Murthy's close. I repeat what he says. Whenever in doubt, disclose in a presentation of financial statements. बोलता है कि आपको doubt है whether to disclose it or not, disclose in notes on accounts. Now, Narayan Murthy. Whenever in doubt, disclose. Next one, challenge to true and fair, boss. In the next 3 years, nobody is going to bother about your true and fair. But क्या करेगा true and fair लेके? They're saying it's either going to be true and correct, absolute assurance. Nobody's going to bother about it. That's the challenge the professional will face. Right? Next one, emphasis on fraud detection. So important. How many frauds you could detect? That's going to be this thing. Right? XBRL. If somebody can tell me what's the full form of XBRL. Who said? Very good. One round of applause for him. Extensive reporting language. X is extensible, right? Today, XBRL is used for listed companies. If Mr. Pandey would have been here, he would have said that very good. SEBI is pushing hard that XBRL should be used for the non-listed companies because XBRL facilitates comparison between data of various companies, right? You can facilitate analysis. So that is XBRL for you. So in the future, XBRL is going to be used to a great, great extent. Greater impact of technology, obviously. And last one, those of us, this time who have fought now, that non-corporate entities should not have a financial statement, new financial statement. Why institute under pressure deferred that whole thing right in the month of nahi chalega. Days chala gaya. As in the future, is it one a quote from Malegam, and second a quote from a past president whom I will not name. Right? Quote from Malegam. Why is Malegam? He already said this. I'm sure Rajiv knows him very well. Right? He says that, I don't know whether the president said this, all this. He said, the success of your profession, and this for all the youngsters who are also here. He says that because he heard me speak once, that we are the largest accounting body in the world. And he said, the success of the profession will not be determined by your size and power. The success of the profession will be determined by the dignity and respect you command. Right? That's what why. And another gentleman, a past president whom I may not name, but who is being quoted quite frequently, is a serious business. So you see, those of us who are in audit, you see, you should note that audit for your kind, for your patience. And
Thank you very much, sir, for really giving a pure style and humor. And I think because it is already getting late for lunch, we will not further discuss anything more. But he covered most of the areas besides the formats or compliance requirements and ethics. And both are very important and very relevant because ethics have always remained as our main pillar for the chartered accountants, and AI is the recent entrant. This both, as our two dignitaries spoke, try to create or rather issue or report a very trustworthy Bharat Bharat 2004.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable contribution.
I would now request CA Dilip Jena, sir, to come to the stage and offer memento to Sri CA Dr. Devashish Mitra, sir.
I'd like to request CA Dr. Prithviranjan Padi to...
Thank you, Riti. I extend my to past chairman CA Devashish Mitra sir. Thank you. Within very short period, you audit, XBRL, BRSR, ESG, whatnot, almost everything. We got such a powerful package with such a limited time. We are extremely thankful to you. I also extend my deep gratitude to CA Prashant Panda, past chairman of our branch. Sir, extensively, within also very limited time, you spoke about financial reporting and how it helps in arranging funding. What is the relevance of the financial reporting in the context of funding arrangement? Extend my thanks to all of you participants. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Our next session is going to start very soon, as our guest has already.
Well, during 1993's capacities magistrate, she was one of the member of high-level expert group for universal health coverage instituted from the University of London, major national urban including Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, PMAY Urban, Amrit.
Request all of you, this is a very prestigious panel, and please don't move during the course of discussion. This is my request to all of you. We have three very important panelists and important bureaucrat of the country. Madam Anu Garg, कि रोहित शर्मा बेटर है या विराट कोहली बेटर है, आई हैव नो आंसर. अगर मेरे को पूछा जाए तो सचिन तेंदुलकर और इन दोनों में कौन बेटर है, उसके लिए भी मेरा पास जवाब नहीं है. तो आप यू कैन डिसाइड बिटवीन थ्री ऑफ यू हु विल बी सचिन तेंदुलकर, who will be Virat Kohli and who will be Rohit Sharma. I happen to know all three of them very closely. I have occasion to work with all three of them, and I have also known that all three of them are brilliant in their own ways. Mr. Durga Shankar Mishra, whom I know for last 15 years, is the man behind the quick execution of Central Vista in Delhi, where the new parliament and many other institutions have been held. He is absolutely meticulous bureaucrat. He was narrating how from Metro to Central Vista, how deeply he is engaged with. And during his time, also the Ram Mandir, the inauguration took place last year. Industrial development. We are looking at 2047 as you have been discussing, and the theme of independence. And at this 100 years in 2036, as the first are at 33, 34, 35%. And Odisha is at in the development process. Speakers only speak on his vision.
Because I will deriving certain things from the Viksit Bharat. Kahan se concept? When he spoke about Panch Pran, the third is pride on our own heritage. Whether it is culture, architecture, art. Odisha seems to be the cultural capital of the nation. Biotechnology, say anything. So this is in fourth economy. And the final, the urban local bodies, rural local, very much. Towards this journey of Viksit Bharat 2047, the economy is transforming, galloping. We have already crossed the threshold of $4 trillion economies. Very soon we are going to be fourth. Sooner again, by may another few years, 4 or 5 years, we are going to be the third economy in the world. And when the economy grows, the direct taxes already crossed 10 lakhs crores. Indirect taxes cross-lies through the various which is their cities sizes are growing. And slowly cities are becoming, they are raising funds to the municipal bond. Cities, because you are directly helping the corporate sector, you are directly helping the companies, you are directly helping those who are formalizing from the informal to the formal economy. How can digital instruments limited to India. The India is going global now. We were making commitment to the Amrit in COP26 at Glasgow. By 2070, we will go there. The role of the chartered accountant is very much there. I think it's the whole platter. You have one of your past presidents, 75, to see how India will be. All of us should be there to witness on 15th August 2022 that आज अमृत काल की प्रथम बेला है. तो सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका this opportunity to be with you. Be very happy to take any questions from your side. Thank you all.
Shri Rajiv Sahu, who is moderating this session. Our senior colleagues, concept of Viksit Orissa by 2040. City often by 2040. City often. My chartered accountants here at Bhubaneswar. The last time I came here was in December 2023. So it's almost 2 years to make before you. 2 years to make before you. The topic at that point, that is what we spoke about. 2 years, what has that is what we spoke about. 2 years, what has happened in Orissa for two. My senior colleague, Ma'am Anu Garg, she will be giving you a wider picture, a much broader and wider picture. 1/3 to 1/4 of what the entire economy, what comes on the screen, because I would be taking some time on view about Orissa, which he expressed about 18 months ago. He said of the country about the state of, he is talking of the. Secondly, he is saying that Orissa of the development journey of the country of India. That means if India has to grow, there will not be drags. He said so because India is a union of working of the state government with government of India and a whole of government approach, which means that it is not the industries department or agriculture department or women and child development department or finance department or its strategic advantage primarily. This is called single engine. The state polity, then two things happen. A, the speed will become faster and the size also will become faster. This is the double engine. This is called double engine. This is what the project without some. We are a mineral-rich geographical state, but not coastal. For instance, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, there are states in India which are coastal, like Andhra is us, the backbone of our industry, which is mining and mineral processing. We are number one. We today are number one in this. That is the foundation. The ferroalloys, number one in stainless steel. Number one. And not only that, these capacities are increasing. More and more capacities are getting added up, which is the foundation, the bedrock of our industry. Physical and allied sectors. So we have, through the policy of encouraging value addition, we have encouraged mineral value addition industries in the clusters can be set up. Therefore, we are exploitation in India is dependent only on imports because industry in this state. Same thing for what is called skill-driven growth. Now we are entering to a field into an era of 19 million tons of alumina and about 2 million tons of aluminium. Now, this is the opportunity. If you look at the map of previous December 20, Ratnamani, which came all the way, RW pipe plant, which came from to set up a refractories plant, Bajrang, which came from Japan, and so on. And if you look at the bottom, you will find at Orissa, the Paradip PCPIR, the income, Berger Paints taking attractive policy framework. In chemicals, it is very important to note that there is a shift. There is a shift which is happening from West Haryana or Coimbatore, Tirupur or Noida, or anywhere amongst the existing textile clusters. If a company on strategy, they first think of India, and within India, they first think of Odisha. That is the strength which we have built up on. Out of the top 30 renewable energy equipment manufacturers in India, and now going forward in the next 2 to 3 months, also polysilicon, we have made a solid beginning, whether it is Vari or Inox or Jupiter or Jackson, Quant, Luminous, Sova Solar. If you go to the Government of India Ministry of New and Renewable Energy website, of them are in Orissa, and this is only increasing. We have in other sectors as well, whether it is tourism, biotechnology, electronics, IT, ITS, pharmaceutical and food processing, in each the industries outside of Orissa to set up their plants in Orissa. Where do you think, sir, Mishra sir, where do you think is India's longest industrial shed? Could it be Jamnagar? Could it be Hospet? It could be Chennai, in Orissa. Where in India, or where in India is this place? Where in India is Nestle's largest factory coming up, what they call a global lighthouse? These are happenings put in place and a concerted effort which is being made by the government. A good part of all these investments coming up in India. There are 4 pillars on which we keep working: good industrial policy, industrial infrastructure, skilled workforce, and investment facilitation. These are the 4: 20 to 30% capital investment subsidy on plant and machinery without any unit discount on landed cost of % reimbursement of net SGST paid up to 200% of your investment in plant and machinery. We would request the chartered accountant, where all accounting happens, where all corporate financing takes place, if you are about this. Industry-ready infrastructure along the east coast. We have the National Highway 60. We have the Western Expressway, which connects us with interconnecting corridor. So the Eastern Expressway, the Western Expressway, and the Central Expressway, this is where we have located our industrial. This is my last slide. I'll just give you an example of how this, you will understand, you will realize its importance. Many times we are asked that why is it that government of Orissa is offering so many incentives? Why so much of incentives are offered? 30% capital investment subsidy किया और एक साल में 150 करोड़ रुपया हमें वापस मिल गया. इससे अच्छा रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्ट टू समृद्ध उड़ीसा by 2036 and विकसित भारत by 2040.
How important Hemant Sharma. I am sure it must have energized all of you to see that the level of development that we can in seeing a double century from you in the same platform, in the same time. So the kind of...
So good evening, everyone. Mr. Rajiv Sahu, my senior colleague, Mr. D.S. Mishra, Hemant, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. When we were all young children, I think all of us at some point have written an essay on the India of my dreams, Mere Sapno Ka Bharat, in Orissa, most Odisha of my dreams, or more Swapna Ra Odisha. I'm sure at some point all of us have written that. So it gives me great happiness that as adults today, we are discussing this in this forum, and it gives me even greater happiness that in our state we were able to develop a Vikasit Odisha, Vikasit Bharat document, vision document, and happiest that Honorable Prime Minister came to Orissa and launched that vision document in June this year. So I'm so happy to be here with you to discuss both about Vikasit Bharat and Vikasit Odisha. India has been doing so well, touch wood, at $4.19 trillion. It is a growing economy. And in 2047, we are planning to hit $30 trillion. And even the per capita income, which 10 years back was $1,440, is now 2,880, so we've doubled. But in 2047, it is going to go up to $18,000. So that is the kind of aspirational targets that have been set for 2047. You will be happy to know that 25 crore people have come above the poverty line. And I think the biggest strengths of India in this few years has been the growth of its digital public infrastructure. I have some nephews and nieces, in fact my own daughter, in the US, and one thing they say that they really miss is this digital public infrastructure. They say in India it is far superior. I don't know if many of you will agree with me, we used to have that thing in government कि सब चलता है, धीरे धीरे होगा, but no more. Each one of us is trying. We have to create almost. Andhra Pradesh has what is called the Swarna Andhra $2 $10 by 2047. With given our growth, VRT is also going to be 40% by 2036, and we will be able to boost urbanization. Likewise, tourism. How tourism has a very high multiplier effect. How many areas which are hard to reach. We have a population, 23% of our population who are tribals and who live in very female than 37 or 40% of national. However, our agriculture, and we need to bring manufacturing and eventually to the services sector, and that is where our challenge. We are blessed, the ecosystem, and we have to be alert that a lot of demographic transition is taking place. Very soon we will be having more, and for the better, that we all have to be constantly
Till interesting or more, Sarma. So that I hope the way you have spoken.
TPCO.
This technical session, you're live on stage. We have seen these experts. Bharat at 2047. This is the. In this session, we will have Sri Pratap Kesari Dev, Honorable, and the moderator of this session will be Mr. Manas Das. Now I will request the other dignitaries, Sri Pratap Kesari Dev, to kindly grace this stage. I welcome Sri Panchanan Kanungo, former Finance Minister, to the stage. Please give them a big round of applause. And I will also request Sri Manas Das ji, please. We have seen you, sir, always in the TV. Though these galaxy of stars need not need any introduction, so for ceremonial purpose, I am introducing all the dignitaries on the dais. Sri Manmohan Samalji is a senior and highly respected leader of the Bharatiya Janata Dal in Odisha, BJP. Currently serving as the president of BJP Odisha, he has held his position multiple times, reflecting the party's enduring trust in his leadership. Sir began his political journey as a student politics as a leader of the Akhilya Bharatiya Vidya Parishad, ABVP, and was elected president of the Bhadrak College Students' Union in way back in 1979. Sir steadily rose through the BJP ranks over the years, a former Minister of Revenue, Food Supplies and Consumer Welfare in the Odisha government. He has also served as a member of the Legislative Assembly from Dhamnagar. Known for his strong organizational skills and significant contribution to the party's growth in the state, Sir continues to play a pivot role in shaping Odisha's political landscape. Thank you, sir, for giving an opportunity to be here. May I request Mir sir, our past president, to please offer a sapling to sir.
आज सब गोटे के अना तो कॉलेज 3 4 5 6 ऑन करो.
Now let me introduce Sri Pratap Kesari Devji. Sir is an honorable MLA and a former minister in Odisha. Sir is a prominent Indian politician from the state of Odisha and a member of the Biju Janata Dal party. He is currently a member of the Legislative Assembly representing Ali constituency in the Odisha Legislative Assembly. He has been elected as an MLA from the same constituency multiple times across the 12th, 13th, 16th, 17th. The 17th is the current one, Odisha Legislative Assembly. He served as a minister in the Naveen Patnaik-led BJP government. His portfolios include industries, micro, small and medium enterprises, energy, food supplies and consumer welfare, and employment and technical education, IT, at different times. He notably served as the Energy and Industry Minister from June 2022 to June 2024. He was also elected unopposed to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament, in a bipod in May 2017 and served until June 2019. May I request Sugyan sir, the past president, to please offer a sapling to Pratap Dev sir. Now, may I introduce Sri Panchanan Kanungo sir. He is a politician from Indian National Congress. Sri Kanungo started his career as a journalist. He has completed his post-graduation in history from Utkal University in 1973. He was a member of 17th, 7th, 11th and 12th Odisha Legislative Assembly. He is a former finance minister of Odisha. He is a veteran leader and a huge knowledge in dissecting every budget. Sir, every time we see you on TV just after budget, it was really scintillating to hear you dissecting the budgets, every state budget and union budget. May I request Rashmi sir, our past president, past secretary, past chairman, to please offer a sapling to Panchanan sir. Now, I have the honor to introduce Sri Manas Das, the moderator of this technical session. a well-known media person, and we witness them every evening in prime time TV. Mr. Das is a MSc Applied Physics, MPhil from Kwansei Gakuen University, Japan, PhD in Solid State Physics, Journalism, National Institute of Mass Communication, Delhi. He has done his internship in NDTV, then Lokmat News, then The Wire, then assistant producer in Z News Hindi, then Z News Odisha, then Nakshatra News, then Kanak News. Now he is working with the News 18 Odia. Sir is a distinguished person from the media. May I request Pranav Das, our MC member, to kindly give a sapling to Manas sir. Now may I request Manas sir, the moderator for the evening, to kindly take over the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The chartered accountants are, in my words, money doctor. They check our financial health. They help in making big decisions like investing money, expanding our money, and government taxes. Thank you very much, Rajiv sir, for this opportunity. I am honored. I feel honored for this. It is going to be a wonderful session. Ama sohito Odisha BJP ro सभापति मनमोहन सामल रही पूर्वतन मंत्री आ तीन पूर्वतन मंत्री आम सहित स्टेज रे अछंती आउ सेइथिपाई मु कहूची it is going to be a wonderful session for all chartered accountants, all money doctors. प्रथमे आरंभ करिवा पई चाहिबी मनमोहन बाबू आपणक ठारो ए किछि समय पूर्वरो श्री हेमंत शर्मा और अनु गर्ग जो सब रिपोर्ट दौथिले आउ विभिन्न सुनेली स्वप्न देखौथिले गोल्डन ड्रीम्स आमे देखुथुलु जे 2036 मसीहा पर्यंत ओडिसा एमती हे जाइथिबो आउ आमे एमती आगु जाउछु ए प्रकार एक कथा देखेबा पई चेष्टा करूथिले मनमोहन बाबू मु बुझवा पई चेष्टा करिबी जे आमे सब बेले सुनिछु जे डेवलपमेंट इज अ प्रोसेस गोटिए पर गोटिए सरकार आसंती आ समस्त ऑप्टिमिस्टिक थांती जे आमे आगु को नै कि जीवु राज्य को आपण माने एया कहबा पई एबे चेष्टा करूचंती कि जे आमे टिके अधिक ऑप्टिमिस्टिक अछु अन्य मानक ठारो मनमोहन बाबू
समस्त नमस्कार आज प्रताप भाई अच्छी पंचान भाई अच्छी मानस बाबू ये आमर आलोचना आरंभ कर प्रयास ऑल इंडिया चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट का सर्वभारतीय सम्मेलनी रे हमको कहबार सुजोग देछन तेणु धन्यवाद मो तरफ दूँ समस्त तरफ दूँ जो विषय मत पचार असंभव किसी को डिक्शनरी लिखाई संभावना गोटे वर्षकर 70 लाख टका इनवेस्ट 1.5 वर्ष सरकार है किंतु मु आशावादी जे निश्चित भाव में जहाँ लोकों मन रे स्वप्न थिला स्वाधीनता आंदोलन पराधीन देश रे ताको पूरा करिया पई आमे सब प्रकार चेष्टा उद्यम निश्चित करियो
आज्ञा प्रताप बाबू आपण को मोर प्रश्न रहिबो कारण आपण पूर्वतन इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर किछि समय पूर्वर हेमंत बाबू गोटे ग्राफ देखुथिले मोटे फोटो से थ्रू नेली आ से ऊपर देखुचंती ए 2 वर्ष कहले प्रीमियम रो कथा कहले जे 2023 पूर्वर ए संख्या टिके सेते बेले ओडिसा कोन थिला आ एबे
नहले सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट रो दशक एवं कहि कि चेष्टा करथिले सक्सेस फेलियर इज डिबेटेबल कि चेष्टाटा होता 80 दशक चेष्टा भी होता इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन या पुनर्बार टेकअप करने चेष्टा करागला लगे जो इंडस्ट्री होचे
Are we prepared to Odisha के हम wherewithal नहीं, technical knowledge नहीं, technical hand नहीं, तो massive investment करागला technical education ऊपर, तो maximum number of ये सब 2000 मसीहा टू बर्तमान भितर प्रोसेस टा आरंभ हला एवं सेक्टर समस्या गुड़ा था इंडस्ट्रियल का मुंड ही जाऊन था तो ये समस्त को अतिक्रम करी 15 मसीह नक्शा देखते किए आगे आइला किए पछ आइला किए क्या समाज दैट इज नॉट द पॉइंट ऑफ डिबेट जो कथा गवर्नमेंट सिंस द कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस गवर्नमेंट यदि ये पॉलिसी को आगू नब अ सॉलिड फाउंडेशन हैज बीन गिवन वेरी सॉलिड फाउंडेशन ये फाउंड
आपण या कहउछन जे गोटे फाउंडेशन आमे दे देछु एबे जहां आसीबो आगु को जीवो खाली
फाउंडेशन नो आगे रॉक सॉलिड फाउंडेशन दरकार नहीं वो पूर्व पैनल रो आपण जो उक्ति सुनिले
आज्ञा आज्ञा
अनुगर डीसी जे 95 पाखरे बसछन ही वाज देन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ही इज वन ऑफ आज जदि 2000 मसीहा पर ओडिशा को फिस्कल डेफिसिट रो आने की आज गोटे सरप्लस स्टेट कोना है जे टुक 24 इयर्स एवरीबॉडी हैज गॉट अ कंट्रीब्यूशन रॉक सॉलिड 8 में कहूची आज आपन टेक्निकल नवा होची चिल्ड्रन आर मच मोर बेटर एजुकेटेड
सिस्टम एमती गोटे जगह रे पहुंची एई प्रकार ओडिशा इज ऑलमोस्ट प्रिपेयर्ड पूरा प्रस्तुत रही पंचानन बाबू
नहीं जेकोसी प्रकार बा जेकोसी भाव जो सरकार आसिले बा जो अवस्था आसिले जे उन्नति हो जो बा विकास हम मुझे कथार जमा एकमत नुहे तार कारण हूँ गोटे विज्ञान सम्मत कथा रही आम पाखरे आम ये जो 3 जन बसीचु गोटे कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस आमर सरकार जी भी आसतु केतबले सी एकाठी केतबले सी एकाठी परमुटेशन कम्बिनेशन अनुसार सरकार चली किंतु ओडिशार प्रगति बा जो समृद्ध ओडिशा बोली शब्दटी व्यवहार करते आग ताकू डिफाइन करा जाओ सेटा कौन चाहते मो मतरे प्रथम डेफिनेशन होची वैषम्य आंचलिक वैषम्य दूर हवा अंचल अंचल भितर एते वैषम्य अच्छी मालकानगिरी रे आज 70% छुआ होचंती आपणकर माल न्यूट्रिशन प्रभाव से कथा आज पुरी रे नुहे कि खोर्धा जिले में नुहे एणु प्रथम कथा है ये कथाटा ऊपर आखि रखा उचित द्वितीय कथा है इनइक्वालिटी इनकम एका भुवनेश्वर रहीकि आमे जे एमएलए थरे पेंशन पाइलु 1,70,000 टंका पर्यंत आमर चली जाऊँ जदि मु 7 थर 6 थर के एमएलए अथच आउ गोटे 1500 टंका पाइबापी कि लड़े करुँच
दरमा बढ़ी
एणु आकु केमिति मीट करा शुणु ये दुईटी जाक कथा गोटे हूँ इनइक्वालिटी ऑफ इनकम आउ गोटे हूँ रिजनल इम्बालांस संपर्क में मुझे कहीदिए 2002 मसीह एसके महांत जस्टिस एसके महांती अध्यक्षतार गोटे कमिटी होता जो कमिटी कहला से कमिटर रिपोर्ट पदा को आसला नहीं से कुआड़े जाइथिला कि खंडे रिपोर्ट मु पाई जाइथिली से कमिटी रे कहा जाइथिला रिपोर्ट रे कहा जाइथिला जे जोठी दीटा सबुठारु बड़ स्टील प्लांट है गोटे हूँ राउरकेला गोटे हूँ टाटा
टाटा
टाटा बेस्ड ऑन मयूरभंज सुलेपाट जो खनि खादान अंचल मयूरभंज आ केउझर एवं ये हूँ सुंदरगढ़ ये तीनोटी जाक जिला सारा ओडिशा रे सबुठारु दरिद्रतम जिला अवहेलित जिला केवल रास्ता घाट को छाड़ीदे आ सब व्यवस्था खराब थिला एणु स्टील प्लांट गढ़ीदे बा गोटे बड़ प्लांट करदे आमर अभिज्ञता अच्छी यही जगटा हूँ सबुठारु खराब आम आउ के नुआ अभिज्ञता समय देखिलु विजु जनता दल समय जे सेठी कलिंगनगर रे एडे बड़ प्लांट सब कथा गुड़े प्लांट हूँ कलिंगनगर हूँ स्टील हब बोली कहुच्छी किंतु से जगार गोटे नगड़ा अच्छी जो पिलामाने खाइबा बिना सेठी बट जो अवस्था थे आपण देखते विजन एणु कथाटा हूँ आग विजन पेपर टी डिसाइड करूँ गोटे अच्छी आप खाली गोटे फर्मुला दे दूची एस इज इक्वल टू यूटी प्लस हाफ एफटी स्क्वायर अर्थात आम यही डिस्टेंस रे आम अमृत काल मैंने 150 वर्ष आम वंचित पाखे नहीं जाने ना जदि आम ठीक करवा 36 मसीहा जदि ठीक करवा 47 मसीहा तार डिस्टेंस एस इज फिक्सड यही वर्ष जाए आम जा से एस रे पहुँचापी से डिस्टेंस रे आम जो कभर करवा से आमर यू माने आमर इनिशियल प्रॉपर्टी कौन आम पाखे अच्छी एवं आमर केते समय ये एतिक वर्ष भितर आम केमिति ताको एक्सिलरेट करला सेठी पहुँची पारिबा ये गोटे भारी विज्ञान कथा एतिर किछि माने आउ किछि कला चातुरी नाही आकु जो साइंटिस्ट माने आज चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट रो बहुत बड़ विज्ञ लोक मैंने बसचंती से माने बसचंती मु जो कथा कहूची से माने केते दूर तक एप्रिशिएट करिवे मु जानि नै किंतु जदि विज्ञान सम्मत भाव में न करा जाए आपण केबे गोटे समृद्ध राज्य में परिणत ना 1936 रे ना 1947 रे ना आपणकर जो कहउचंती अमृत काल को काल रे पहुँचबे जमा हेई पारिबो नै
गोटे बड़ प्रश्नटे उठैचंती पंचानन बाबू मनमोहन बाबू बोधवे आपण तार उत्तर दे पारिबे कारण 2024 इलेक्शन समय मु व्यक्तिगत भाव में छोटिया अनुभव रे 200 रु अधिक गाँ बुलिबार सुजोग पाइछि आ किछि समय पूर्व बसिथिबा समय आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को मु प्रश्न पचारुथिली जे जो चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट को भितर मु बसिछि एमाने ओडिसार केते लोकंक पाखक पहुँची पारंते उत्तर आसिला 2.1% मैक्सिमम आउ केही चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट बोली ए शब्द को कान पाखक आनी पारंती नाही ए इनइक्वालिटी को आपण माने दूर करि परिबे कि ना केवल आमे भुवनेश्वर कटक पुरी राउरकेला पारादीप रो कथा कहिकरी ए सब जिंस रु बंची जाउथवा मनमोहन बाबू
मु तो नम्रतार सहित कहबी जे आर्गुमेंट एंडिंग नहीं आमे आमे समस्ते जदि सब कथार तार कनक्लूजन को जावाक पड़ो तार रास्ता बाहर करिया पड़ो जदि गुजरात रे गोटे किलो कोयला नहीं गोटे किलो लुहापत्थर नहीं गुजरात जदि विकसित हो पारला ओडिशा रे नई नाल नहीं पानी नहीं वर्षर 5 दिन वर्षा होनी दिन अधे वर्षा है पानी के बस्ता बस्तारे माटी पकईकि लोक ग्राउंड लेवल वाटर को डेवलप इम्प्रूव कराउछंती से गुजरात जदि गुजरात हो पारला एवं इंडिया आज भारतवर्षर शीर्ष रे पहुँच पारला ताले ओडिशा रे संभावना कौन कम अच्छे आम आशावादी लोक मु निराशावादी लोक नुह आम समय 5 वर्ष किसी छोटिया समय नुह मु 78 वर्ष विषय को जीविनी 5 वर्ष भितर बहुत काम करियो संभव हो पार जदि आम इच्छा शक्ति थी जदि आम वातावरण ठीक कर समस्त भितर मानसिकता ठीक एवं सरकार इच्छा शक्ति लोकों को मोबिलाइज करिवो जदि गोटे लीडरशिप आउ लोकों भितर टीम स्पिरिट आज आम पाखे सबू अच्छी आम धनी राज्य आम गरीब होगी रही आम कारण रही एटा मैन मेड एटा मनुष्य कृत्य कहबार बिल्कुल मोर मना नहीं पानी नदी रे जीव समुद्र को पानी मैनेजमेंट आम करवानी आम दोष दवा जे पानी बोईगला आम कि आम पाखे खनिज संपद सागर माछ रेट आम 78 वर्ष है विदेश को रप्तानी करवा भैल्यू एडिशन करवानी आम कह आम दुर्भाग्य आम भाग्यर खराब था आम एग्रोवेस्ट इंडस्ट्री करवानी आम 78 वर्ष पर कागज पत्र कौन अच्छी जानी 12% जमीर टेल एंड को पानी माड़ेनी जमी गोटे क्रॉप करने आकाश को अनेक पड़े जदि लो प्रेशर हम आम चाष करवा एवं ये स्थिति रे आमे दोष निजको दफा कारण आमे आत्मसमीक्षा कर आमे कौन करवा उचित आज क्या मु दौनी लेट बैगन बी बैगन मु विगत दिन में कौन हो भूली जा आमे आशावादी हवा सामग्रिक विकास केमती
किंतु मनमोहन बाबू आप कथा हिसाब से बहुत कथा कहदेले
गोटे 2 लाइन
आज्ञा आज्ञा
95 गोटे भल कथा कहले जे माल न्यूट्रिशन होची मालकानी दिमत नहीं आज लोकंकर इक्वालिटी नहीं किए न जानी ये भुवनेश्वर रे लोक अच्छा डेली लेबर रे काम कर 500 टका पाऊना आज ओडिया लोक 12 लाख ओडिया केरल जा होटेल काम करके डेली 1200-1500 2000 टका पाँच बैकवाटर मैनेजमेंट करी केरल किसी नहीं टूरिज्म रे से पैसा कमाऊँ आम पाखे बेलाभूमि अच्छी तालसारी भली गोटे बीच कौटी अच्छे आप ना शुणी न तालसारी दीघा पाखर 8 किलोमीटर ओडिशा जोटिकी दीघार किसी बीच नहीं किंतु होटेल है लोक रोच कोटी कोटी टका उपार्जन हो रेल लाइन अच्छी एवरीथिंग अच्छी माने आम पाखे सब बीच अच्छी चिलिका क्या पाखे अच्छी आम पाखे चिलिका अच्छी आम पाखे जंगल संपद अच्छी आम पाखे
10 ଲକ୍ଷ କଚିମାସି ଅଣ୍ଡା ଡିଲ୍ ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ। ଆମ ପାଖରେ ସବୁ ଅଛି, ଆମେ କଲେ ଜାଗା ଅଛି, ଜମି ଅଛି।
ନା ମନମୋହନ ବାବୁ ଆପଣ ମାନେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ?
କରିବା ପାଇଁ 17 ଲକ୍ଷ କୋଟି ଟଙ୍କା ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ ଆସିଲା।
ହଁ
କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରୋସେସ୍ ମୁଁ କହିଲି 5 ବର୍ଷ ସମୟ ସଫିସିଏଣ୍ଟ ବୋଲି କହିଲି। 5 ବର୍ଷ ପୁରା ହେଇନି। 5 ବର୍ଷ ପୁରା ହେଲେ ଆମେ ଉତ୍ତର ଦେବୁ ଯେ ଆମେ 5 ବର୍ଷ ଏତିକି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସ୍ଥିର କରୁଛୁ। ଯଦି ଆମେ 5 ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ସର୍ବନିମ୍ନ କାମ ଆମେ ନ କରିପାରିଲୁ, ମୌଳିକ ସମସ୍ୟା ସମାଧାନ ନ କରିପାରିଲୁ, ଯେଉଁଟା 95 କହୁଛୁ, ମୌଳିକ ସମସ୍ୟା ସାମଗ୍ରିକ ବିକାଶ, ସମସ୍ତେ କୋଟିଏ ଲୋକ ବାହାରେ ଦାଦନ ଖଟିବେ, ସେଟା ଯେମିତି କହୁଥିଲେ ଏଠି ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ 25 ଲକ୍ଷ ଦାରିଦ୍ର୍ୟ ସୀମାରେଖା ତଳକୁ ଆସିଲେ, କେମିତି ଆସିଲେ? 25 ଲକ୍ଷ ଦାରିଦ୍ର୍ୟ 19 ନମ୍ବର ଆମ ଦେଶ 19 ନମ୍ବର ଥିଲା, 11 ନମ୍ବରକୁ ଆସିଲା, ପୁଣି 4 ନମ୍ବର କେମିତି ଦେଶ ହେଲା? ଅର୍ଥନୀତିରେ ଆମେ ତ ଡେଭଲପ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆଜି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ସବୁ ଅଛି, କେବଳ ଆମର ପଜିଟିଭନେସ୍ ଦରକାର, ଆଟମସ୍ଫିୟର ଦରକାର, ଇଚ୍ଛାଶକ୍ତି ଦରକାର। ଆମର ଯେଉଁ ୱିଲ୍ ପାୱାର, ସେ ୱିଲ୍ ପାୱାରକୁ ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ କରିବା, କଠିନ ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। 5 ବର୍ଷ କଠିନ ପରିଶ୍ରମ କଲେ ଆମକୁ
ଫଳ ମିଳିଯିବ ବୋଲି କହୁଛନ୍ତି। ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ମନମୋହନ ବାବୁ। ପ୍ରତାପ ବାବୁ, ମନମୋହନ ବାବୁ 5 ବର୍ଷର କଥା କହୁଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ 2008କୁ ଟିକେ ମାଇନସ୍ କରିଦେବି, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣମାନେ ମିଳିତ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟରେ ଥିଲେ। 2009 ପରଠାରୁ 2024 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୁଁ ହିସାବ ବି କରିବି। ପ୍ରତାପ ବାବୁ ଯେଉଁ ଉଦାହରଣ ଦେଉଥିଲେ ମନମୋହନ ବାବୁ, ଯେ ଏଇଟା ହେଇପାରିନଥିଲା, ସେଇଟା ହେଇପାରିନଥିଲା, ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ୱିଲ୍ର ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ରହିଛି, ସେଇ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ୱିଲ୍କୁ ନେଇକରି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଆଡ଼କୁ ଟିକେ ଇସାରା କରୁଥିଲେ କି ମନମୋହନ ବାବୁ? ତା ଉପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଉତ୍ତର କ'ଣ ଦେବେ ପ୍ରତାପ ବାବୁ?
ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣ ହେଉଛନ୍ତି ପେଶାରେ ସାମ୍ବାଦିକ, ତେଣୁ ସଦାବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଇସାରା ଦେଖାଯିବ, ବୁଝିଲେ? ଆମେ ଆସିଛୁ ଯେଉଁ ମଞ୍ଚରେ ଯେଉଁ ଟପିକ୍ ଦିଆହେଇଛି, ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିକି ଆମେ ଟିଭି
ପ୍ରତାପ ବାବୁ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରତାପ ବାବୁ 3
କହିଲି।
ରାଜନୈତିକ ଦଳ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବସିଛନ୍ତି, ଲୋକମାନେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ କରିବେ ଯେ କିଏ କ'ଣ କରିଥିଲେ ଆଉ କିଏ କ'ଣ କରିବେ।
ଆପଣ ସେଟା ଯେଉଁ କଥା ପଞ୍ଚାନବ କଥା କହିଲେ, ଯେଉଁ କଥା ମନମୋହନ ବାବୁ କହିଲେ, ଆମେ ଯେଉଁ ସଂକ୍ରାନ୍ତରେ ବସିଛେ, ଦେର୍ ଆର୍ 2 ways, 2ଟା ବାଟ ଅଛି ଏ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ। ଆଗେ ନଜରିଆ ଠିକ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
ଗୋଟେ ଆଡ଼େ ଆପଣ ଅର୍ଥନୈତିକ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥାକୁ ବୃଦ୍ଧି ବା ଗ୍ରସ୍ GSDP କୁହନ୍ତୁ, GDP କଥା କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲାଇଜେସନ୍ କଥା କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ଭିନ୍ନ ଲାଇନ୍। ସାମାଜିକ ନ୍ୟାୟ, ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଇଣ୍ଡେକ୍ସ ଗୋଟେ ସେପାରେଟ୍ ଲାଇନ୍। ଆଇଡିଆଲ୍ ସିଚୁଏସନ୍ ହେଉଛି କି ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡେକ୍ସ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଲାଇନ୍ ସୁଡ୍ ବି at par with the industrial বা financial line.
Right.
ये 2টাର ସାମଞ୍ଜସ୍ୟ ହେବା। ଏମିତି କୌଣସି ଦେଶ ପୃଥିବୀରେ ନାହିଁ ଯେଉଁଠିକି ଏଟା ସମାନ ଅଛି। କମ୍ୟୁନିଜମ୍ ଫେଲ୍ଡ, ସୋସିଆଲିଜମ୍ ଫେଲ୍ଡ, what prevailed in the world? ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଡିବେଟ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ହ୍ୟାଭ୍ସ ଆଉ ହ୍ୟାଭ୍ ନଟ୍ର, ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ବୃଥା ଆଲୋଚନା। ଯୁଗେ ଯୁଗେ ସତ୍ୟ ଯୁଗରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆଜି ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ, କଳିଯୁଗ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କିଛି ଲୋକ ସମୃଦ୍ଧ ଥିଲେ, କିଛି ଲୋକ ଗରିବ ଥିଲେ। ଏମିତି କେବେ କୋଉ ସମାଜ ତିଆରି ହେଇନାହିଁ ଯୋଉଠି ସମସ୍ତେ ସମାନ ଥିଲେ।
ପ୍ରତାପ ବାବୁ,
ଆପଣ ବେସିକ୍ ଫାଉଣ୍ଡେସନଟା ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ଆଜ୍ଞା, ବେସିକ୍ ଫାଉଣ୍ଡେସନ କ୍ଲିୟର। ଆପଣ ଆମେରିକାରେ ହଙ୍ଗର ନାହିଁ, ରାସ୍ତାର ଲୋକ ଶୋଉନାହାନ୍ତି, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଘର ଅଛି। ୟୁରୋପର ଅବସ୍ଥା ସେୟା ନାହିଁ, କୋଉ ଦେଶରେ ନାହିଁ ମୋତେ କହିବେ କି? ସବୁ ଦେଶରେ ଅଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା। ଆପଣ ତାକୁ ଯଦି ଇକ୍ୱେଟ୍ କରିବେ, ଇଟ୍ସ ଆ moralistic discussion, realistic ନୁହେଁ।
କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରତାପ ଆମେ ଏଇ କଥା କରିପାରିବା କି ଯେ ଯେଉଁ କଥାକୁ ନେଇକରି ସବୁବେଳେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନ୍ ହୁଏ ଯେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଆଣୁଛୁ, ଆମେ ପାଖ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଚାକିରି ତ ଦେଇପାରିବା ନା?
ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ୍ ଆଜ୍ଞା, କୋଉଠି ଲେଖା ହେଇନି କି ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଟା ଏଠି ହେଲେ ସେଇଠିକା ଲୋକ ଚାକିରି କରିବେ? ଆପଣ ଯୋଗ୍ୟତା ଥିଲେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଚାକିରି ପାଇବେ। ନମ୍ବର 1, ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଇଣ୍ଡେକ୍ସଟା ସବୁଯାଏ ସ୍ଲୋ ବଢ଼େ। ଆମେ ବା ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ନିଜେ ସାହିତ୍ୟରେ କହୁ, ଆଭିଜାତ୍ୟ ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତନ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ 7 ପୁରୁଷ ଦରକାର, 7 ପିଢ଼ି ଦରକାର। You are trying to change a generational mind within one generation. କୋଉଠି ସାହିତ୍ୟର ହଉ, ଇତିହାସରେ କୋଉଠି ହେଲାଣି? ହେଇନାହିଁ। ଆଭିଜାତ୍ୟ 7 ପ୍ରଜନ୍ମରେ ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତନ ହୁଏ। ଆପଣ ଏକା 50 ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ଆଭିଜାତ୍ୟ ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁ ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁଥିବେ, ଏଇଟା ବୃଥା ଚିନ୍ତାଧାରା। ନମ୍ବର 1, ଆପଣ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ଉଦାହରଣ ଦେଉଛି, ଯେଉଁ ଟିକେ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ମୁଁ ଫାଷ୍ଟରେ କହୁଥିଲି। 2000 ମସିହାରେ ସରକାରକୁ ଆଇଲା ବେଳକୁ ଆମେ 3 ଜଣ ଯାକ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଥିଲୁ। ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଆଲୋଚନା କ'ଣ? କ୍ଷୁଧାମୁକ୍ତ ଓଡ଼ିଶା, ଖାଇବାକୁ ନାହିଁ। ସବୁଠୁ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ୍ ମୁଁ ଦେବି ସପ୍ଲାଏ ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟର। ପ୍ରୋକ୍ୟୁରମେଣ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ୱାଜ୍ ଜଷ୍ଟ 6.5 ଲକ୍ଷ ମେଟ୍ରିକ୍ ଟନ୍, ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ଥିଲା 13 ଲକ୍ଷ ମେଟ୍ରିକ୍ ଟନ୍ PDSରେ। ଆଜି ତାରିଖରେ ସରକାର गत वर्ष हाईएस्ट एवर नहीं 98 लाख मेट्रिक टन पैडी प्रोक्योरमेंट कर चाउल कन्वर्ट कले 63 लाख चाउल है आप रिक्वायरमेंट आज तारीख में हूँ 27 लाख मेट्रिक टन पीडीएस रिक्वायरमेंट 2टा कंटीजेंसी 2 लाख कंटीजेंसी बात्या बनाया रखीदेला ये गोटे सरप्लस ऑफ 34 लाख मेट्रिक टन पैडी ये हूँ आज ओडिशार खाद्य भंडार स्थिति आज सरकार बिकी पार ना अड़ुआर पड़ते लोक 800 टका देदेले लोक धान बिकिदेले ये किणीदेले चाउल कन्वर्ट करदे थोईकी बही मुंड बता केन्द्र सरकार नौने करेंगे कौन मो कथा बुझुच्छन्ति मुझे डिबेट को आपण जो आमर मूल डिबेट कथा कहूँ माल न्यूट्रिशन कथा कहुँ कि अन्य कथा कहुँ गवर्नमेंट दोज आर सोशल सेक्टर वी हैव टू स्ट्रेंथन आवर मॉडल ऑफ गवर्नेंस चोरी काली भी थिला चोरी आज भी अच्छे आसंता काली भी चोरी रहिबो गोटे मिनिट आज्ञा जदि आपण भाबुचंती चोरी इराडिकेट कर दबे पृथ्वी रे के नेता अछि दया के ताकण त हम रिजाइन कर दो
ठीक अछि पंचानन बाबू जो प्रैक्टिकल कथा गुडी को प्रताप बाबू कहउतिले जे यूरोप अमेरिकार कथा कहले जाकू नै कि आमे भी विभिन्न आलोचना रे करू जतबेले गरीबी को नै कि आलोचना हुए आमे कोन गोटे देशर संपूर्ण गरीबी हटै देई परिबा कि लोकों हाथ में एतिकी टंका दे दे परिबा कि समस्ते गोटे मिडिल क्लास अपर मिडिल क्लास कि ता ऊपर को जीवाई चेष्टा करेंगे यह एक प्रैक्टिकल प्रक्रिया कि जोड़ा प्रताप बाबू कहवाई चेष्टा करूँ
प्रथम कथा आलोचना करते गोटे इच्छा शक्ति इच्छा आम धरतु इनइक्वालिटी आप कहते बहुत डिफरेन्स अच्छी आम पूरापूरी समस्त को सामान कर दे पारिबा नहीं सब कथाटा किंतु रिड्यूस तो करि गोटे रिजनेबल ये भीतर रखिपर ठीक सेमती भाव में रिजनाल इम्बालान्सेस रही आंचलिक अंचल भितर आम रिड्यूस कर मोर गोटे कथा जोड़े 3टी कथा मुझे खाली जानापी चाहूँगी मत मनमोहन बाबू कहे से कथाटा रख आम जो कथा गुड़िक कहूचे से को बांटुचे स्वप्न बांटू बा विजन पेपर तैयारी करूँ से आमर कौन खास खपड़ मतलब खसड़ा जोड़ा को आम कहूचे ब्लू प्रिंट ओडिशा तैयारी कर 3 वर्ष 5 वर्ष यहाँ गोटे समय 3 वर्ष गोटे रेसीओ 5 वर्ष आउट अधिक रेसीओ हम किंतु खसड़ाटी कौन है माइल स्टोन गुड़िक 3 बा 5 वर्ष भर नंबर 1 नंबर 2 आम खसड़ा विषय किसी जानी ना कौन करा कौन ना खाली गोटे से बीजेडी जो ढंग चलता से ढंग स्लोगान चलती आउ कौन कथा ना द्वितीय कथा हूँ आम राज्य खावाई आ पिंधापी कि आम समस्ते जो मैंने बसीचे 25,000 कोटी टंका प्रति मासरे जाउची बाहर को इज ए कॉलोनियल कॉन्सेप्ट आमर आम सबू अच्छी बोलिक आम भाषण मारुचु कहूँ सबू थी भी केवल धान किणवा व्यतीत चाउल किणवा व्यतीत आउ सबू किणवाई कि खाइबा बाबद क्षीर गुंड किणे जहाँ 25,000 कोटी टंका आम बाहर को जाऊँ आसंता 3 वर्ष भितर 5 वर्ष भितर आपको केते रिड्यूस करि परिबा आमे 10,000 कोटी टंका
पंचानन मोर गोटे काली प्रश्न आपन को जे जो कथा प्रताप बाबू कहउतले जे गोटे फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस हमें फिजिक्स रे पढू जे हमें एई फ्रेम रो देखुछु जे हमें कोठी थिलु आ कोठी के पहुंचीछु आपण जेतेबेले अर्थमंत्री थिले आ आज जेतेबेले 2025 मसीह मुख्यमंत्री मोहन चरण माझी फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर अच्छंती गुड़ाए परिवर्तन हेनी कि ना आपण कहउछन जे गुड़ाए हेई पारि थांता एतिके हेइछे एतिके हेनी
नाइ परिवर्तन हेइछि कहउछि परा बड़ बजेट हेइछि बहुत माने आय भी होउछि बहुत व्यय होउछि मु आपण कहि रखे गोटाए समय रे हमर 365 दिन भितरु 364 डेज 364 दिन आम जाऊँ जो समय मु दायित्व नेली मोर संकल्प नेली जे यही 3 वर्ष भितर बा 2 वर्ष भितर आम गोटे सरप्लस स्टेट को पहुँची पारिबा नाही पहुँचवा कि नहीं आम डेफिसिट रे अच्छु डेफिसिट माने आम बहु वर्ष रहीचु आम पहुँच है 2006 मसीहा बेलू आम समस्ते गोटे सरप्लस स्टेट रे पहुँची गले गोटे विल पावर रहिले आम पहुँची पारिबा आपण जदि भावुंट गोटे सरकार निजर इच्छा शक्ति से भाव में दृढ़ भाव में रहे ताले निश्चित भाव में हो पार
मनमोहन बाबू से कहते आम इच्छा शक्ति बहुत अच्छी आ 5 वर्ष सरले आम रिजल्ट दबु
कथा शुणु इच्छा शक्ति जदि दृढ़ अच्छी ताले से खसड़ाटी कौन मु तो से चाहूँगी जे मु 3टी जिनस चाहूँगी मु जमा कहूनी गोटे कथा हूँ प्रथम कथा आम खाइबा और पिंधिबा बाबद आमे जो पैसा पदाकू दौचु ओडिशा बाहर को जाऊँगी से आमे केते परिमाण कमे पारिबा मु कहूना पूरा कमे देव 3 वर्ष भितर केते कमे पारिबा ताले आमे से हिसाब से करबा 5 वर्ष केते कमेबा नंबर 1 नंबर 2 ପ୍ରଡକ୍ସନ୍ କଥାଟା ଅର୍ଥ ହେଉଛି ଆଉ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା। ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ କଥାଟି ହେଉଛି ଆମେ ଆମର ଯେଉଁ ଦାଦନ ଶ୍ରମିକ ବାହାରକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି କେଉଁ ପ୍ରୋସେସ୍ କ'ଣ କଲେ ଆମେ ସେ ଦାଦନ ଶ୍ରମିକଙ୍କର ସଂଖ୍ୟା ପୁରାପୁରି ନହେଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଅନ୍ତତଃ 50% ବା 40% ତଳକୁ ଖସି ଆଣିପାରିବା। ଏଇ କଥା ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଗୋଟେ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଇଏ ପାଣି କଥା କହୁଥିଲେ ମନୋହରବାବୁ କହୁଥିଲେ, ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଥାନ୍ତୁ ପାଣିର ଅଭାବ ନାହିଁ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ। ଉପର ଯେଉଁ ପାଣି 1400 ମିଲିମିଟର ବର୍ଷା ପ୍ରତି ବର୍ଷ 1400 ରୁ 1500 ମିଲିମିଟର ଭିତରେ ବର୍ଷା ହେଉଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଦୁର୍ଭାଗ୍ୟର କଥା ତାର 56 ଭାଗ ପାଣି ସମୁଦ୍ରକୁ ସିଧାସଳଖ ଯାଉଛି। ସେ ବିଜେଡ଼ି ସରକାର ହଉ ବା ଯିଏ ହଉ। ମୁଁ ପଚାରୁଛି ଯେଉଁ ଯେଉଁ କଥା ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ହେଇଥିଲା ପାଣି ରୋକିବା ପାଇଁକି ହୀରାକୁଦୁ, ଆପଣ ରେଙ୍ଗାଲି, କୋଲାଉ ଆଉ ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରାବତୀ, ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡ଼ିକର ପାଣିର କାପାସିଟି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କମିଗଲାଣି। ଜଳ ଧାରଣ ପ୍ରକ୍ରିୟା ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ କାହିଁକି କରାଗଲା ନାହିଁ, କ'ଣ ରଖିଛି ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ରହିଛି, ସେ କଥା ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ନିଷ୍ପତ୍ତି ହେବା
ଟିକେ मनमोहन बाबू से ब्लूप्रिंट विषय तो कहबे टिके मो प्रश्न खाली मनमोहन बाबू को पचार दिए। मनमोहन बाबू रघुराम राजनकर गोटे स्पीच आम शुणुलु ऊपर फोकस करुले जे लोक मानकर हाथ को टंका आसीबा दरकार। आ ओडिसा रे से समस्या एबे भी रही जे गाँ गाँ रे लोक मानक हाथ रे टंका नाही, किंतु गोटे योजना को लेकर आप बाहास्फोट मारु थाई पारंती जे सुभद्रा योजना आमे कलु महिला को 5000 टंका आमे दौचु एवं कहा जाउची जे ए टंका आगु को भी बढ़िबो आ आमे महिला हाथ को टंका दे कि सशक्त करूचु। आमे ओडिसा रो विकास रे जो टंका को खर्च करबा कथा सेई टंका को पर्सनलाइज फैक्टर रे लोक मानक पाखको फ्रीवीज हिसाब रे बांटिकरी ओडिसा रो क्षति करूचे ना लाभ करूचे बोले आपण भाबंते, आपण कांसेप्ट कोन ता ऊपर?
प्रथम कथा होची जे जो विषय आपण प्रश्न आगे उत्तर दे दो और हमें 95 किसी कथा पचार 5000 टंका बड़ कथा नुहे, 50,000 टंका बड़ विषय नुहे, 800 टंका धान क्विंटाल देदेले बड़ कथा नुहे। गोटे कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप हम गोटे चाषी को 2,000 4,000 टंका सीएम रिलीफ सम्मान योजना कि पीएम सम्मान योजना 6,000 टंका वर्ष को देदेले से अंटी को पैसा आसले तार कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप हो। आज जो 17 लाख लखपति दीदी बनले ये 5,000 टंका नहीं बनना, ओडिशा नंबर 1 है, महाराष्ट्र नंबर 2 पड़ेगा। गोटे कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप हम यहाँ गोटे प्रक्रिया आरंभ जे जिते बड़े अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी परमाणु परीक्षण कले, मु खाली टी किसी समस्त नॉलेज कहवाक चाहूँगी विषयांतर मुझे से अटल जी को पाखे $1 बिलियन नाला एवं सी सारा विश्वर एनआरआई समस्त कहले जे तुम साहाय्य कर, सारा विश्व मत जेहेतु आमको बासंद करुचे सारा विश्व एक होती मात्र $4.22 बिलियन मिलला, माने $4 बिलियन मिलला। डेवलपमेंट काम बंद हेनी जो सारा विश्व पचारला जे समस्ते सरेंडर कले केमती आपण सामना कले से गोटे लाइन में कहते जे भारतर इंटरनल इकोनॉमी एते स्ट्रॉन्ग आम माँ भूणी मैंने एति टंका संचय करने मानसिकतार अच्छी मानसिक शक्ति एते से मु भारतवर्ष को लड़ी पारला सारा विश्व सहित आम क्या मुंड नईलु ना परमाणु परीक्षण कलु। आज अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी आसला आज जो कथा प्रताप भाई कहते राइटली कहते जे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट से आरंभ कले कई जापारे 14 लाख कोटी टका ऋण बुड़ीला देश कई जानले ताको परिशोध कले किंतु टंका टंके डीजेल पेट्रोल आमरू ना आम भी जापारे 54,000 कोटी टकर नेशनल हाईवे बनइले, 60,000 कोटी टका गाँ सड़क योजना बनइले, 80,000 कोटी इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन गाँव में पहुँचे, 30,000 कोटी पीवा पानी देले। तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर भारत वर्षर प्रगति किए अटकई पारन। जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कथा कहते ये व्यवस्थाटा आरंभ है तापर देश 19 नंबर 11 नंबर को आसीगला कारण इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट बड़ विषय। जो कथा कहते मैनेजमेंट पानी डालानी पंचायत तो एकमत हूँ। आज पानी सेकेंड हाइस्ट वाटर रिसोर्स आम पाखे यूपी हूँ 4 गुणा राज्य तार नंबर 1 वाटर रिसोर्स राज्य आम सेकेंड हाइस्ट आम जल संपद द्वितीय नंबर किंतु तार पानीर मैनेजमेंट आम करवानी सेठी पानी वर्षा होची 3 दिन से मैनेजमेंट कर आमर वर्षा होची आम मैनेजमेंट करना गला द्वितीय विषय आज बहुत भल जगार आम पहुँचा आज ये जो जगार आम अच्छा आम पराधीनता पर भी आमर जो मानसिक आम मानसिकतार जहाँ थिला आज से जिनस ना आमर कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप है आज आप कहतु ओडिशा लोक मु तो गर्व अनुभव करे एमती भारत वर्ष 90% कंपनी अच्छी जोटी मालिकटी अलग हो पारे किंतु ओडिया लोकटी पूरा ता कंपनी चलो जिते बड़ कंपनी ना आप नहीं पारती जिते कंपनी भारत वर्ष अच्छे जिते डॉक्टर ना ने ओडिया लोक सबू जगार लीडिंग डॉक्टर सारा विश्व रे आज आम ओडिशार लोक सबुठ भल इंजीनियर ओडिशार लोक सबुठ बेसी पैसा वाला जी घर 5 लाख कोटी आपण जदि मु गोटे वर्ष 5 लाख 6 लाख मेट्रिक टन पाखापाखि गोडाउन तैयारी कर पारे मुझे आम खाली जहाज लोड है पारादीप पहुँची ना रुचि तेल रेट कमे 50 टका आसीगला आपड़ जदि गवर्नमेंट रही प्लानिंग कले सरकार रे जो मैंने रहिबे से माइंड अप्लाई करिवे सरकार कि चलियो
ओके माइंड अप्लाई करिवे सब सरकार माइंड अप्लाई कर मनमोहन बाबू मु आसी आपण पाख
मु 95 विश्वास देवी जे आपण मिनिमम जदि गोटे सरकार तार निजर इच्छा शक्ति रखियो 3 वर्ष समान को जानिया शिखिया समय लगे एवं सरकार चलवा आरंभ होई
राजनैतिक दल गुडी
आपण एआई को पचारले एआई ठू पाइछिया ऑन द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट ये 4-5टा जिनस को मिसेगी जहाँ अच्छे गवर्नमेंट चाहूँ समस्त धन धन योजना समस्त बैंक अकाउंट खोलेला सेकेंड इन्फ्यूजन ऑफ मनी थ्रू बैंक अकाउंट्स आरंभ है थर्ड यूपीआई सिस्टम ट्रांजेक्शन आरंभ है तो परोक्ष जोटा डायरेक्ट टैक्सेशन आगे नथला यूपीआई प्राय ट्रांजेक्शन होची इवन द ग्रेपवाइन हैज इट दैट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज मलिंग टू इवन डिनोटिफाई द 500 रुपी नोट भविष्य में यहाँ प्लान तो अच्छी सरकार केतुर कार्यकारी हम कौन हम जानी ना सरकार जानवे किंतु टोटल जो यूपीआई ट्रांजेक्शन टू डील विथ नंबर 1 इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस को यदि आप आसवे यू कम टू द जीएसटी 20% सेल्स टैक्स बा कमर्शियल टैक्स वाला बुझुले बर्तमान डायरेक्ट जीएसटी प्रत्येक माने राज्य होगा कंट्रोल बाय गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लाइक वेरियस सोशल वेलफेयर स्कीम गवर्नमेंट कर समय बही हाउ टू व्हाट इज द फाइनेंशियल कंसर्न हु इज गिविंग देम बही हाउ टू व्हाट इज द फाइनेंशियल कंसर्न हु इज गिविंग देम भारत द्वारा शून्यपिंडा हवा छड़ा आ उपाय किसी ना हाँ इनिशियल स्टेज रे पीपल आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग समय इनिशियल स्टेज रे पीपल आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग समय आसो जनरेशन नेक्स्ट जो आसुचंदी दे आर मोर एजुकेटेड मोर एनलाइटेड ऑफ tax both direct and tax both direct and indirect now has to become a part of the curriculum completed last point
कोन बताओ
आज काली गाँ को जानतु 95 अच्छी मनमोहन बोथ बिलोंग टू रूरल बैकग्राउंड आज सभापति अच्छा आगे एक्स मिनिस्टर थे मुझे आज एमएलए अच्छी अतीतर मंत्री थी 3 of us बिलोंग टू रूरल बैकग्राउंड आगे आम गाँव में आजिकल दालुआ चाष होना खरा दिन रबी फसल चाष होना ता कारण हूँ नुआ जनरेशन अपवर्ड लिविंग मेंटालिटी हो गलानी मु पछे जाई हैदराबाद रे छोट काम करी कि गाँव में धान काटबी ना सोशली मत डिग्रेडेशन लगुच तेणुक मु बाहर को जी दशहरा समय बैग कांधे के आसबि गाँव लोग कहे पिला हैदराबाद रू आइला दैट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट द मेंटालिटी इन द विलेज तो या द्वारा हूँ कौन छे जाऊँगी बट ही डज नॉट नो हाउ टू मैनेज हिज फाइनेंस एपर्यंत आस्ते 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 आपको वन्स आपंकर जीएसटी पैन कार्ड आसीगला ये सब जिन नुआ जनरेशन को आगू को बढ़िया कले ये विषय में नॉलेज हमारे एकांत आवश्यकता
भी देले जो कथा को लेकर आलोचना हुए मु थरे ट्रेन रे आसुथली जने चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट ओडिसा केते टंका कोन रोजगार करंती से निजर रोजगार कथा जानिनो ए प्रश्न मते से पचारिले मु कहली जे समान कथा जोटा प्रताप बाबू कहले जे दुकान बाजार रे
गोष्ठीगत भाव हो बा इंडिविजुअल हो कारण व्यक्तिगत भाव से सरकार को कहि परिबे ताको कथा को गुरुत्व दे विचार करबा उचित लाभ हुए सरकार लाभ हुए नहीं बा राज्यवासी लाभ हुए नहीं
परिबे जो चार्टर्ड अकाउंट भी करिथांती फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी रो बहुत अभाव रहिछि जानते आ जो माने बिजनेस सेक्टर रे रही बहुत अभाव अछि आपनक सरकार प्रतिश्रुति दबो कि जे
लोन हॉल फुल हे गला बसिया को जगह दी दिल्ली रे कटुराईसराई रे थरे बैठक डाकिलु तादर ना होचंती के चाकरी जे आम पढ़ुचंती चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट एवं ये स्थिति ओडिशा गोटे बिकम पिलार अपेक्षा रोला कि ऑडिट करिवो किछि वर्ष पर आज आम ये अवस्था अच्छु मुझे बिल्कुल आशावादी 2.1 अधिकांश लोक टिकस दियो स्ट्रक्चर जो बहुत ग्रोथ भूमिका ओडिशा रहिबो आउ निश्चय मु आशावादी जे समाज रे माने जो माने चार्टर्ड अकाउंट भितर जो माने आमे सब ऑर्बिट आउ लोक संपर्क आसीबा आमर अर्थनीतिक अवस्था को अनुध्यान करियो अनुसंधान करियो एवं ता पर्यालोचना करियो आलोचना करियो एथिरे तांकर गोटे प्रमुख भूमिका प्रभाव रे बहुत अधिका ए विषय मु स्वीकार
प्रश्नर आपण देई परिबे कि चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट मानकु कारण साधारण भाव में लोक मानकर गोटे धारणा चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को डाक से मैनेज करिनबो को पटे बिल पके को पटे कोन करी ए प्रकार गोटे कांसेप्ट आपण किछि सजेशन दवा पई चाहिबे कि चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट मानकु जे तांकर योगदान निज तरफ
नॉर्मल राज्य क्षेत्र में भारत वर्ष रे सीए मानकु मोर विनम्र पैसा वाला जे किछि स्थिरता भितरे
So we are really thankful to the speaker of this technical session for giving Samalji. May I request CA Rudanand Kar sir to present a memento to Sri Pratap Dev sir. May I request CA Narayan Chaudhary sir to present a memento to Sri Panchanand Kanunga sir.
आमे से तले सामनारे बसिथिले तांकर सांगरे काम करथिले श्रीयुक्त हेमंत शर्मा से कहले आ से कोनोसी लोकालते अधिका जे आपण घंटा घंटा धरी तांक संगरे जाउथिबे आपण मत रखचंती सेति पे देई थांती जोटा कि गोटे आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग रो जो प्रकार आपण माने भाबरे आपण सब्जेक्ट को गोटे इंटेलेक्चुअल क्राउड को खाली गोटे कथा मो पाखरे बसतिले कहउतिले जे सेटा बोधे मानस बारंबार कहवा सत्ते सेटा आपण निश्चय रियलाइज करिवे जे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट माने फाइनेंशियल एवं एडवाइस
fantastic mind reader. I believe you will Osima आम सहित संध्यार सांस्कृतिक प्रोग्राम रे जोग देबे सेटा कहबिनी सेटा घंटे पर एठी देखा समस्त